What's going on, everyone? Welcome into another Forward Progress Sunday Night Football watch along. It's the Bengals, it's the Giants, presented by Fanduel. I'm Rob Pizzola. I am here with you for the duration of the game tonight. Clive Bixby joins me in the first half. We got Jeff Feinberg second half and Austin Mock in the fourth quarter. Over 200 of you in here right off the top. Smash that like button down below real quickly, and we'll get right into it here. But let YouTube know that you're interested in the content so they can serve it out to other people. Smash that like button. I'm wearing the Bengals shirt today because I own a Bengals shirt, and I'm a Cowboys fan, and I hate the Giants. So that's why I'm doing it. Just wanted to get that out of the way. No opinion on the side in the game. Bengals have taken money over the course of the day. We're now up to 4, pretty much across the board. FanDuel's out to 4.5 right now. Only one major book holding still at 3.5. So Bengals money leading up to kick here. If you watched Pizza Buffet earlier this morning, I kind of broke it down. I think it's totally fine to move towards the Bengals with Neighbors out and just that offense in general is humming along. Kayvon Thibodeau will probably be a big injury for the New York Giants. Total has been smacked down all week. I'm looking at the weather radar again and the forecast. Doesn't look too bad. With full disclosure, I'm rooting for an under in this game, or at least was. I've played a middle on this because I think the number should be somewhere between where it was at open and above this number now. If I had nothing on the game right now, would I bet the over? Probably. It's game day. It's the worst time to bet, but I do think that there's a little bit of value in the over right now. Ultimately, I'm going to be rooting for this to land exactly 47 or 48. That would make my night. I rarely ever hit these middles, but and you rarely get the opportunity nowadays in the NFL for one that's this large, but so much money on the under this week. That's where we stand now. No major opinions. Props. Let's get into it right away. We got an 8:20 kick tonight, so we got a little bit more time for you people. I gave this one out on Pizza Buffet this morning. I like Joe Burrow over on passing yards. Now, 260.5. This is like the only spot. FanDuel's a sponsor of the show. I'll give out props wherever. It doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, you got to bet where the number dictates you should bet. Line shop, I would never, just because we have a show sponsor doesn't mean I'm only recommending one book. FanDuel should be part of your arsenal, as others should be. But in this specific game, if you are going to bet Joe Burrow props, you got to bet the over at FanDuel. You're just looking across the board, like the difference of 4 yards to some other rec books, 8 yards to some others. I like the over here, but I wouldn't play it at the other prices. So bet it at FanDuel. Not a plug, just they have the best number in market right now. What do you mean, you people? That's great. That's tough. Didn't mean for it to come out that way. We'll stricken that from the record. Next prop. Market is down on Mike Gesicki quite a bit. I understand why. Eric All supposed to get a lot of reps tonight. Big dude out of Iowa, 6'5", 260 pounds. I think Gesicki's been suppressed a little bit too much. Now, I was talking with Hitman about this earlier today. Love talking props with Hitman. And he basically said, you got to avoid the situation where Cincinnati just runs the Giants out of the building. And we're hoping that they don't. The spread is 4 in the game. Hopefully the Giants can keep it competitive. But if they do, I think Gesicki gets enough snaps that you can play his over on receptions and his over on receiving yards. I like it market wide, but obviously, again, best prices, do what you can to get those. There is some plus 130 over on his receptions. I like the FanDuel price at plus 122 is one of the better ones in market. No problem betting that there. In terms of receiving yards, there is a 19.5 out there. It's at a book that, you're probably limited at this point, or doesn't offer much liquidity. 20.5, totally fine as well. So we're playing Mike Gesicki overs. Half unit on both of these is what we're going to do. Keep it moving. Giants wide receiving core without Malik Neighbors. Obviously, Wan'Dale Robinson, Darius Slayton are going to get a bunch of targets. Like a lot of targets. But the big play guy is Jalen Hyatt. I like Jalen Hyatt over on his receiving yards, and you can just play that straight if you wanted to, but I prefer to go with a little bit more upside. I luckily cashed a bunch of alts today. This isn't to pat myself on the back, but again, think about the distributions of players. If Jalen Hyatt goes over his receiving yards, he's going to be one of those players that goes over by a lot. So I would say play the 50 plus at plus 440. That's what we're going to lock in for the show today. And we're going to lock that in at $20, 0.2 units. But you can play any of, and if you want to take a longer shot, go 80 plus, something like that. But Jalen Hyatt's a speedster. He can get downfield. I do worry about Daniel Jones's deep ball, which is not the best. But I think that's a really good price on Hyatt. And by the way, if you're risk averse and you don't like the variance associated with these long shot props, just play the over 18.5. But for me, I prefer to go the alts with Jalen Hyatt. Touchdown score markets. I honestly don't love anyone for the Giants. Again, I think this is a very high hold market. It's fun. No doubt about it. If you're just looking to sweat the game a little bit more, no issues with playing the market. Just know what you're getting into. If I was going to play any one person for the Giants, it would be Wan'Dale Robinson. Fanduel has him plus 210, which is best in market. I think that's borderline playable. I normally don't target the guys near the top of the board, but he's the one that stands out to me for the New York Giants. I will, however, play Eric All on the Cincinnati Bengals, who's being offered at a very good price at FanDuel at 9-1 right now. Not every book is listing him, so you're going to have to shop around, but don't go and play the 5-1s out there, the 6-1s. Get yourself the 9-1. I think those are all really good options. Again, if you are betting FanDuel tonight, there are some props that are off market. I just saw someone mention Daniel Jones rushing yards or alt rushing yards. Depends on what you think the game script is going to be. Personally, that's not a bad one. If you're playing SGPs and you wanted to play like a Cincy alternate spread, I would play that with like a Daniel Jones alt rush yards, because you get the late game situations where let's see what that looks like, Jason. Actually, let's plug that in. Let's go like 50 plus rush yards for Daniel Jones. And let's take Cincy minus 6.5 just to see what the payout is there on an alternate spread. Plus 761. Not bad. And then you can use your boost on that as well, and you get it over 10-1. I don't hate that type of look. You can even go higher on the Bengals if you wanted to, if you think the Bengals blow them out. That's not a bad idea. And I'm just spitballing here, people. I'm going through as quickly as I can with some of this stuff, but I think that that's a good look overall. If you like something like that, Daniel Jones in a game where they're trailing, they're chasing, picks up more rushing yards, in my opinion. If you're betting Joe Burrow over touchdown passes, do it at FanDuel, minus 168, by far the best price in market. If you're playing either of the Giants receivers, Darius Slayton, Wan'Dale Robinson, over on their receiving yards, do it at FanDuel as well. Best prices in market. I'm just pointing it out to you people. These are not things that I love, but if that's something you want to bet last minute, make sure you do it at FanDuel. I want to rip an SGP and hope for one big Jalen Hyatt catch. That's one that I like tonight. So what I would suggest, and I've already bet this myself, you go under Jalen Hyatt, 1.5 receptions, and you take his 25 plus alt receiving yards. That in itself is 17-1. You're looking for one catch. You can start with that and you can ladder up. Like Jason, put that 40 plus in there. It'll be like 40-1 or something like that. 45-1. This to me is a good bet. Someone who might catch a ball deep downfield. His average depth of target's been high in his career. His average route run is much further than the rest of the receivers. I like that as an option. In a similar vein, Wan'Dale Robinson's going to get 1 million targets, but a lot of them are going to be underneath. So betting him, alt reception, sorry, Jason, not just over the 6.5, let's go like alt 8+ and under his receiving yards in the 22-1 range, another good bet, in my opinion. This is the way I would look to play it tonight because you have very distinct receivers on the New York Giants. So those are two that I've locked in already. Prices haven't changed all that much, so I'm not recommending something that like, oh, I bet this at a much better price. We're in and around the range of what I would still play it at. So that's where I'm going. We're rooting for some inverse correlation here on some, I don't want to say boomer bust and Jalen Hyatt, but Wandale, let's see a lot of short targets underneath. That's the way I'm going. Don't have a strong opinion on the game, like I mentioned, but if I was doing Bengals alts, I would go Daniel Jones rushing yards with that. If I was doing Giants alts, that's an interesting one because it likely means the Bengals were unsuccessful throwing the ball in the game or maybe had some sort of run-heavy game plan that doesn't work in their favor. So maybe would look to potentially a Zach Moss alternate over or something like that. But I don't really love that one way or another. All right. Think I've covered off most of the stuff that I normally would here. Lots of people in the chat. I can answer any questions leading up to the game here. But I do want to remind everyone, you can bet the NFL season on Fanduel, America's #1 sportsbook. I'm a huge fan of the product. They offer fair prices on all these markets. It's really seamless to use, very easy to find bets. And honestly, they cater to all types of bettors. It's one of the reasons that I'm really happy that we're partnered with FanDuel this year. And right now, all customers get a profit boost every single NFL game day. That means you can pump up your gridiron winnings multiple times a week. Tonight, we have the Sunday Night Football same game parlay profit boost token. If you are betting this SGP or tailing mine or just betting your own at FanDuel, use the profit boost token. You might have to add in another leg, throw in an anytime touchdown for Jalen Hyatt, something like that. FanDuel has tons of ways you can get in on the NFL action. You can bet money lines, spreads, player props, and more. Plus, with super simple live betting, lightning fast bet settlement, and instant withdrawals, FanDuel makes betting on the NFL easier than ever before. Just visit FanDuel.com/forward-progress to download FanDuel today. You must be 21 plus and present in select states or 18 plus and present in DC. Opt-in is required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms for both offers at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG, 888-789-7777, or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, 1-877-8-HOPE-NY, or text HOPE-NY in New York. And in all seriousness, people, I know there's people out there who fade the public. I'm not here to make fun of you for fading the public or anything like that, but I know it was a bad day for a lot of my friends who employ the fade the public strategy that I don't agree with. And they're looking to chase losses on Sunday Night Football. I got a lot of messages today. Who do you like in the game? Don't do that. If you have the urge to chase losses or you're betting outside of your means, use the responsible gaming numbers and the hotlines and the websites to help you out. Or reach out to me on Twitter. DM me as well. DMs are always open for me. Before we started the stream, James C. said, I believe in Jason. I bet he's come extra prepared tonight. Well, we're going to see about that, Jason. What have you been cooking up there backstage? I'm sure you've been cooking up something.
Absolutely nothing. I've got nothing for tonight. I just need the Bengals to win. And that's it. I do want to mention one thing though, Rob. You mentioned adding an extra leg to those parlays that we gave out, the alt overs with the unders. Just add in, if you're betting, if it was for Wanda Robinson, you're betting his alt over receptions, just add in his normal reception amount. If you don't want to add anything, it won't change the price, but it'll give you a third leg so that you can use a profit boost token. So it's like
It's a workaround. You're scamming
It's a workaround. I'm scamming the system, but hey, it's for the people.
Of course, you do it for the people. James will never ask again. What's happened? The PGPs were like a thing, and then they're just not.
Here's the thing.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm not gonna give anything out if I don't feel confident in anything. We also did.
I thought you were gonna pretend like you got some great numbers on something. You're like, oh, I don't want to give out stuff that moved. There's no way that you're ahead of the market, so you don't have to worry.
No, it's just no. There's nothing else that I got. There'd be nothing that I think people would be interested that I bet on. But I did kind of like guide you towards Wan'Dale Robinson, so we can say that's mine. No. Okay. All right. Oh, I tried.
We'll say it was yours if it loses, but if it wins, it's officially my play.
Deal. Sounds.
In fairness, you did. Once I told you about the Jalen Hyatt off screen, you're like, yeah, we could do the inverse for Wan'Dale. We'll give you.
I got to get a crown. I have the glasses. I got to get a crown now because I'm the inverse correlation.
We're not going to do that. Has anyone noticed if Bung Magoo is here in the chat? Is Bung Magoo here? Because Bung has been on the heater of all heaters. And listen, we don't have a lot of action tonight. At least I don't on this game. But if Bung is around and he wants to throw out a play, I'm sure the chat will take it. Like the people are asking. We haven't seen Bung. In all honesty, I'm very concerned that Bung is not here. Someone's got to message him. Shoot him a message.
Shot him a message. So hopefully he's doing okay.
Yeah. Hopefully he's fine. He got a lot of followers from us giving out his handle on the last stream.
Yeah, is it okay if I show his Twitter quickly?
Yeah, bring it up. Let's get him more followers. Follow Bung. If you haven't followed Bung already, give him a follow.
I need to preface that he has the craziest pin tweet I've ever seen in my life. Maybe I got to zoom in a bit.
No, yeah, we were the boomers can't read it. At Hippo Cannabis.
His pin tweet is, I wonder where my blank is right now. I guess he got it cut off. I guess that's what he's trying to say, and like he's just wondering where it went. Or I don't know. It was a bit of. It's also from 2019. It has.
You don't have to say blank. We can say the words. We're
okay. Yeah,
he doesn't know where his foreskin is. That's what it said.
Feels a little too early in the stream, but oh well.
Yeah, maybe Bung faded the public today. Well, hopefully Bung is okay. Not a good day to fade the public. Not a bad day for me overall. Made some big mistakes, lost some big bets. Props did not go well for me today. Hit some big alts, some of which I shared. I like actually when I hit alts that I shared. Packers alts were no brainer. We're gonna bring in Clive in 1 second here, but I see a lot of people. Rob, is Dallas done for good? I saw P. Mert earlier. Dak is so overrated. Insane contract. Okay. Here's the thing with Dak. Dak's a good quarterback. Dak has a disgrace of a left tackle, an O-line that's not anywhere near what it was before, no running game, no offensive weapons outside of CeeDee Lamb. The defense has nobody remaining in the front seven. Like, let's call it out for what it is. People are like, oh, fire McCarthy. McCarthy's listen, I watched the game today. They sucked. At least McCarthy figured out that they sucked early on and started going for it on his own side of midfield. What are you going to do? It sucks. At least I benefited off it. At least I profited off of it. That's all I can say. Sucks to be a Cowboys fan right now, but while they stink and while they have a million injuries, fade them. What do you want me to tell you? All right, this game is underway. I'll do a quick play clock rundown, and then I'll bring in Clive, and we'll review the day that was and look ahead to next week as well. We're running through the PFF rankings and bios of everyone here before I can get to it. Okay. Oh, Marius Mims hasn't been good at right tackle. Okay, play clock is not running yet. 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, and the snap is off. And it's a little throw underneath by Burrow. All right, should be synced up for everyone out there. Let's bring in Clive. Mr. Bixby, how are things?
What's up, everybody?
Good day, bad day, okay day?
Not a good day.
Not a good day. You fade the
Not
public.
horrible, but not. I mean, I've had worse, but not good.
0-7 ATS home dogs today. Not
yeah,
good.
I mean, two of the bigger market moves, Jacksonville and Titans. Neither of those went my way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was tough. See, like we really, really, really wanted Titans this week and got like a very, very small piece. I think it was actually Hitman that screwed us. I'm pretty sure Hitman released Titans and moved the entire market. And then the Pittman news and whatever ended up getting some Colts today live on air. It was a pizza buffet live on air special. As soon as I saw Flacco, I'm like, I gotta bet the Colts now. He didn't even have a good game, but Will Levis is so incompetent that it didn't matter.
He's so bad. Like I don't understand how anybody at this point still thinks he's a good quarterback. Clive Hive. What's up, Clive Hive?
It's not bad, actually.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's not bad. Yeah, so that was that. Well, yeah, I was on Jags with you. You know, like we do the show last Sunday night. And listen, I can't bet on gut inclination. Like as Burrow's going to pick up the third down with his feet here. I can't bet based off gut alone. But we talked about it last week when it opened up, and we're like, the Bears are probably going to draw some money here. And they did draw all the early money in the last day. Bunch of Jacksonville. I pretty much caught like the peak price on Jacksonville this week. It was really hard to do better on that game, except I picked the team that's absolute dog shit garbage. And, you know, for a second there, the first two drives of the game, I'm like, this is going to go great. Jacksonville's moving the ball. Bears look like shit. And that just like completely turned on a dime. And I feel like a complete idiot to start the day with the London game.
Yeah, and that's what keeps happening. A couple of these teams just shoot themselves in the foot constantly, and the Jags are one of them. Travis Etienne shoot him right into the sun. I'm good on him.
I think he got hurt today. I'm pretty sure he got hurt later in the game, but I'm done with the Travis Etienne. Oh, Bung.
Hey, Bung.
Bung is in. Bung listening to the game on radio, so I don't know that we're going to get any live bets from Bung today, unfortunately. Since he's moving the ball here in the early going. What else? Like, what did you win today for not a good day?
What did I win? What do I win? Pittsburgh.
Oh, you won Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I took some Raiders at post in that game. Immediately regretted it.
What did it close at? I honestly
didn't it started hitting 3.5 everywhere.
3.5.
And yeah, so that was not great. I lost the Commanders for a pretty big play. I pushed maybe about a third of that bet, but I lost most of it because I'm an idiot. Totals did well. Alts did well.
Anything you couldn't get yourself to pull the trigger on that you wanted to?
I had a lot of small bets today, like nothing. Okay, so we should have bet more on Tampa than we did. Yeah.
I think you mentioned this earlier. I'm the same. I don't follow a lot of college football. So when I see a quarterback for the first time in the NFL, I don't have any like mental priors in my head of kind of what to expect.
Right.
And
right.
Rattler was one of those guys where if I was betting aside, it was Tampa or nothing, but I didn't have enough to really kind of base a bet on.
Giants pass rush gets home here. Yeah, I know. I had a weird up and down day. I bet Cleveland team total under 16.5. That hit, but like the friggin' field goal block returned, like that put me in, like stressed me out entirely. I think the biggest regrets for me today were not. Listen, you're always going to make bad bets every now and then. You're just going to be on the wrong side of games. For me, it was not betting more on certain games that we should have bet more on.
Yeah.
Chargers and Lions, I should have had more money on both of those teams. So, yeah.
I mean, Dallas without Micah Parsons, I mean, holy shit, way to get exposed. And not that they weren't bad to begin with, but Jesus.
Yeah. It's a real challenge. Earlier in the week, I was kind of neutral on that game, and not a whole lot changed injury-wise other than like Eric Kendricks getting ruled out. But they're so thin in the defensive front seven now that like any injury there just compounds so much more. And there was just no way that the Lions O-line wasn't going to kill the Cowboys front seven. Like there was no way. I mean, it's so stupid to think about it now, but what was the path to success for the Cowboys defense? There wasn't. There just wasn't one. So
you had to hope that their offense was going to show up and do something pretty special. And I mean, it's not that the Lions defense is anything incredible either. And I still haven't seen that Hutchinson injury, by the way. And based on everything that I've heard after the fact, wow, Burrow.
Oh my Lord.
Somebody put that
Joe
in the chat
Burrow
too.
just run for a 48-yard touchdown. Holy shit, what a play. Dude, that's just all man coverage. Like that must have been man coverage and no one like
on that side of the field.
But that was a designed play. That was incredible.
So where does Chase go here? Chase probably clears out and goes towards the middle of the field.
I would guess that they all run routes towards the middle. They do, yeah. Wow, that is
I mean, that's the shit I ran with Michael Vick in Madden like 20 years ago, but like,
yes,
not with Joe Burrow.
Yeah, wow. Joe Burrow first TD.
Somebody
FanDuel
had
the
any
best
time
price.
In here, I think.
Someone had any time. I saw that. Someone had any time. First TD was 30-1. FanDuel, by the way, best price in market. Hello, 30-1. Joe Burrow. Some people think he's a system quarterback, Clive.
I know.
Doesn't look like a system quarterback to me, I'll tell you that.
I don't think that system is really what he's going to be doing all that often. Wow. What a play.
Did Noops I don't know. I don't know if Noops didn't hit it or if because this is something that would be up Noops' alley. A longer shot.
Yep.
But maybe he just didn't hit it. Tough break.
Or he took the opposite. He took Daniel Jones' first touchdown.
Oh. I'm sure a lot of people were looking at that. Daniel Jones was I honestly don't care who's chalky and who's not, but that was talked about a lot in my inner circle tonight. Daniel Jones touchdown. So
I got a little anytime touchdown on Daniel Jones.
Burrow. What a start. What a start. You want to get started on next week?
Yeah, what do we got?
We got Thursday night football. Saints and Broncos. Saints at home to the Broncos on Thursday night football. FanDuel is -1.5. Total 37.5. Juice towards the under. We're doing this before some of the market making books have opened, which is nice this week. So this is a really tough one for me because I think, I talked about it on Pizza Buffet this morning. Notice Ekshesh isn't in here right now when I talked about the Bo Nix experience, and he was fucking slandering me this morning. Like, Bo Nix sucks. Patrick Surtain gets hurt early in that game, which definitely has an impact. Evaluated for a concussion. It's a short week. I don't know that he's going to get, the likelihood he's going to be able to play on a short week is small, but the Saints decimated as well with injuries, already down their center and right guard and their backup center, Lucas Patrick. Chris Olave gets concussed again today. Tyrann Mathieu gets injured. Their slot corner, Alontae Taylor, leaves the game. You got the Spencer Rattler situation where, like, who fucking knows what this guy is for this particular game. And you got the Saints playing, I think it'll be their third game in 10 days now as well. Like, tough scheduling spot for them. So there's like a lot going on and a lot to process here, Clive.
Yeah. Some good stuff from Rattler today. How much was Denver down before they finally scored? Was it 23-0?
23-0, yeah.
Yeah, 23-0. Bo Nix isn't good, and it seems like the only time he's really able to move the ball is when teams are playing prevent style defenses. Anything other than that is just messy. That said, I don't know if the total still seems low to me.
Yep. Here's a question I would.
With the injuries on the Saints side, it's really bad. I mean, Tyrone and keep going. Sorry.
So what I was going to say about this is that the perception, right? So Curtis says this, Rattler was legit good, comfortable in the pocket. Everyone thinks Rattler looked great today. And I'll watch the game in full tomorrow or Tuesday in all likelihood. The thing
I actually
is,
watched a chunk of it back on the condensed game on NFL.
Okay.
Quickly. He was okay. I mean, Rattler can get a little rattled, but
I see what you did there.
I would say he was only okay. But better than I've seen Knicks look, better than Bryce Young looked by far, better than who am I missing? Obviously not better than Daniels, not better than Caleb Williams. He was better than Caleb was in his first start.
Yep. So my whole thing was going to be like, okay, Bo Nix had a terrible game today. Rattler's perceived to have had a good one. Broncos had a higher success rate on offense than the Saints did today. Higher EPA. Granted, they didn't turn the ball over 3 times. They only did turn it over 2 times. They had a higher yards per play. A lot of that was garbage time. Don't get me wrong. Second half stuff from Bo Nix when the game was kind of like sort of out of hand. But also that was against the Chargers D. This is against the Bucs defense. I get the optimism. I think maybe people just thought he was going to be a lot worse than he actually ended up looking like. But my first gut inclination for this game was that I kind of like the Broncos as an underdog.
I do too. I don't like the Saints at all here. But I don't like having money on Bo Nix either.
I know. Fuck Jalen.
That's why I was looking at the total a little bit to kind of see what I thought could happen there. And I don't think Baker Mayfield, he didn't look bad, but he didn't look great either. I mean, Baker Mayfield has like the second lowest average depth of target this year. He's got a lot of yards after the catch.
Baker Mayfield had the ultimate boomer bust game today. He looked amazing at times, but looked like he was wanted to turn the ball over 7 times today.
Yeah.
He had, it's hard to describe. It's like I'm watching, you ever watch the episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where Carlton does speed? It's like a really sad episode, takes it out of Will's locker. That's what I feel like when I'm watching Baker Mayfield. I feel like I've just ripped a bunch of speed and it's like, yeah.
I mean, I could see it. It's like the Saints forgot to tackle today. They're like, oh shit, he threw the ball and it was complete. Oh wait, we got to go get him, huh? And like,
yeah,
Godwin's been doing that all year. It just wasn't anything all that impressive. I thought I'll be interested to see what PFF says. I think there was at least 2 turnover-worthy plays. The one pick was a little unfortunate. It hit his guy in the hands, and it just deflected straight back into one of the DBs. But the one that got tipped and batted in the air should have been picked. And then he threw one at the end of the first half that probably should have been picked as well.
The Saints O-line is a real problem. They have a rookie QB behind a bad O-line that's likely going to be without their number 1 receiver. And I don't know, like, I don't like the Broncos. The Broncos to me are a very overrated team, including their defense. I think everything about them is overrated. But the Saints to me seem more broken right now. They just got ripped apart at home by the Bucs. Like, shellacked. I know it didn't seem that way either because they what was the deficit in that game? It was something stupid, and they came all the way back and took the lead, right? It's like 21-0. Bucs and Saints was Bucs got out to what, 20-0 lead, 21-0, something like
17-0, I think.
And the Saints came all the way back and took the lead at one point.
Yeah, they got a punt, and then they were up 27-24.
Yeah.
And then I don't think the Saints scored again.
Yeah. Yeah, losing Surtain hurt for sure. Interested in the chat's take on any of the games that we're talking about. But my first gut on Broncos and Saints is that tough scheduling spot for the Saints. It's a lot of injuries to overcome. Olave's not going to get cleared. And, you look at the he took 5 sacks today, Spencer Rattler as well. Like, that's another thing too. Granted, lots of passing situations for them, trailing for a lot of the game. But yeah, that's a tough one to overcome. Okay. Keep it moving here. Another London game for the Jags. It is Jags and Patriots. Patriots flying over. Let's take a look at the early market in this game. Fanduel has a flat 4.5 here. Some books at 5, 5.5s out there as well. Total in the game, 42.5, juice towards the under. First gut inclination with each of these teams is, for me, whenever you got like these two bad teams playing each other, grab the points. I don't know that I could lay these points with Jacksonville's defense right now unless they get Tyson Campbell back off of IR. He was designated to return this week, but wasn't ready to go for this game. They can't defend anything right now through the air. It's a pass funnel defense, but are the Patriots going to be the team that can exploit that is really my question.
Yeah, and that's always what you're kind of dealing with when you have by far the worst unit on the field, probably their defense. But yeah, how much of Drake May did you see today? I only saw spurts. I saw one amazing throw, great, but the rest of it.
He had some accuracy issues for sure.
Yeah.
He sailed an interception
that I saw
on the crossing route. It's just it feels like two dead teams. Like, Gerard Mayo came out after the game. He fucking like ripped his defense. He said it was embarrassing. They couldn't tackle. I'm paraphrasing here, but he was not happy. Doug Peterson is coming out and saying they need Jason, pop up on screen here if you can for a second. You saw the Doug Peterson interview.
You gotta finish the tackle.
Wow, ugh. Burrow was able to get that out. Doug Peterson's interview.
I didn't see the interview. I just saw like a tweet regarding his interview. He said the team needs a culture change, which is a crazy thing to say as a coach, because that's asking to be fired, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, they're not going to fire him this
coming in. Like, where's Ted Lasso? Like, bring him in.
Yeah.
Bring him in.
Yeah, they're not going to fire him this week, obviously still staying in London. But for the head coach to say they need a culture change is absolutely absurd. So it's really tough. The Patriots have, their left tackle, Vidarian Lowe, left the game today. They still have Ramondre Stevenson out. They could not run the ball on Houston whatsoever today. And that's really tough for a rookie to overcome. My first thought on this game upon seeing it. So full disclosure, I bet the over New England, Houston today. I think New England is very much an over team now with Drake May. Candidly, I did it. It wasn't the best handicap, even though it won easily. It was that handicap was more so based off of, I thought New England's offense would be better, but it was Houston just shredding them. And I feel like 42.5 is a titch low. I know we just saw a Patriots game that was high 30s, but these are bad defenses right now. Very bad defenses. I feel like this number is a titch low.
I do too. And Jacksonville's defense is really, 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 really bad. And I kind of do think that for me, it's like the over and New England are the sides that I'm interested in. But this might be another game where I might take an alt total, like Patriots -2.5 or something like that too. I think there's that wide range. I know we've talked about that before.
Yep. Yeah. I'm just looking at the numbers from today. So Chicago scored 5 touchdowns in their game. The Bears had the highest series conversion rate of any team in football today. They had the second highest EPA per play. The highest was the Detroit Lions. They had the 4th highest success rate at 52%. that's the Bears offense. Like, no disrespect. Like, Caleb Williams is playing better. Bears offense is looking better, but these are not numbers that the Bears offense should be putting up in any game. And you look at the Patriots defense, what they like, this was the Houston I don't even want to call it a coming out party, because Houston's offensive numbers weren't, staggering across the board. They're fine. 5.9 yards per play, 0.16 EPA per play as well. Tank Dell had a good game. They ended up scoring 5 touchdowns overall. Some of that was aided by turnovers, though. And I don't know. It's just it's really bad defenses. I get that the offenses are struggling a bit, but I feel that this number should be a little bit higher.
Yeah, I kind of feel like, too, Caleb Williams did a good job today of extending drives, too, when he had to, with a couple of nice little scrambles in there. He played well. A lot different than the first couple of weeks. How many rushing yards did he have today? 56 rushing yards, 4 rushes, 56 yards. He did a good job. Now, Jacksonville didn't really put a lot of pressure on them, and it's not like the Bears have this amazing offensive line either. I don't know. I'm leaning towards the over, but I need to kind of watch a little bit more of Drake May too. Looks like there's some 41.5s out there.
Yeah. James says Shane Waldron surprised me today. The game was called well. I thought he really struggled in the first quarter, and they were running the ball like they thought they were going to have some success, and they weren't. But as soon as they figured out they could have whatever they want in the air, they just stuck to that. And like, aside from Caleb Williams throwing a horrible interception that like had the most airtime of any pass I've ever seen in my entire life down the field, they just did whatever they wanted, basically. And it's
good that they got away from the run and they were throwing the ball. Allen looked decent today too. I kind of thought he was going to be a little bit more washed than he has been since he's come back. So DeAndre Swift is terrible. I see that. When he's catching the ball, though, he does manage to make some decent plays there. In terms of finding the right holes when he's running, that's a different story.
That he has no vision. Like, he completely lacks vision on the field for me, DeAndre Swift. It's not necessarily like, listen, he's not breaking a lot of tackles for sure, but it's the vision that's a real problem all the time. Jason's struggling with Wan'Dale Robinson dropping the ball there. Yeah, he's really upset. By the way, Drew, thank you very much for the donation. This goes towards the Hammer as a whole. I was going to say paying Jason's salary, but if he keeps jumping on stream like that, we're not paying him anything. All right. Let's move into the rest of the games next Sunday. As Daniel Jones, some elusiveness, and he's taken down. At least he didn't fumble. 3 years ago, he would have fumbled that. 3 years 100%. Ago, that would have been on the ground, without a doubt.
Ooh, we got a flag. Where's that coming?
Ooh. I don't have the volume on, but I didn't see one at the line of scrimmage. It's probably in the secondary. Defensive holding. Keep the drive alive. Roger Ball. All right. Yeah, Levi.
Oh, by the way, Jacksonville couldn't get off the field either with penalties. They just did everything wrong today.
Yeah, the wheels. And listen, like, the first 2 drives, I think, were a summation of their entire season. Because this year, the issue that I have with modeling Jacksonville this year, forget about the defense. We know the defense is bad. But offensively, they've actually done a fairly decent job moving the ball against a lot of teams. But they get to the opposing side of the field into the red zone. They turn it over. The drives stall out. They take penalties. Like, they cannot finish drives. And that happened again today. It's the same thing.
The first possession.
At some point,
Gabe Davis touchdown.
Oh my! I forgot about that. Yeah. I forgot about that. It was right in his hands. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Places the ball on him. Gabe Davis. I guess that's Gabe Davis. All right.
Yeah. Anyway.
Keep it going. Seahawks are going out on the road on a little bit of extra rest to take on the Falcons. I don't believe this is open at FanDuel just yet. Oh, yeah, we do got an opening price.
Sure.
Here we go. Yep, got it up. Sorry, I'm just slow refreshing. Falcons -2.5, -118. Total in the game is 40. What is that? Not 49.5, 48.5. I'm blind. I'm going blind here. I like betting again. I like the idea of betting against teams after Carolina. It's kind of one of the reasons why I bet Jacksonville today, if I'm being honest, because Carolina is going to make you look good.
Yeah. All right, Darius.
I don't know how I'm not going to end up with a bet on Seattle in this game.
Same. This feels like maybe this should be 1.5.
Extra rest. Like, I can make an argument that Seattle's the better team overall. I'm not saying they are, but I can definitely make the argument. No, there's not, like, injury wise. Justin Simmons got hurt for Atlanta today. Seattle's going to have 10 days rest. So who was out for them? Nwosu's on IR. Reek Woolen was out. So we got to see what his situation is. And they got another corner hurt last game, Trey Brown. So yeah, I think you want to monitor the defensive situation for them. There's two ways that this can be played, in my opinion, which is, I mean, that's a high number. That's a high total though. Because I was going to say that this is either a Seahawks or an overplay, but it came in a little bit higher than I thought it would at 40.5, 49, 49.5 out there.
That looks like the lowest price in market.
Yeah.
For the total.
So if you want to bet the over, you do so at FanDuel right now, is what you're telling me.
Yes, that's right.
See, look, you do the promos. I didn't even have to say anything. Been urging the people to shop around.
That's what we do.
Atlanta, I don't know. I don't know what the Falcons are. I think their defense is pretty wildly overrated. So I missed whatever incompetent play Andy Dalton made today that upset you. I missed that. I got back to the chat that said, like Clive said, like, Dalton, what the fuck are you doing? Type of thing.
Just a really bad. Speaking of really bad.
This is the Daniel Jones experience. This is why this guy can never win a primetime game. Wow.
Holy shit. What the fuck was that? Did he get hit throwing the ball? Please tell me he got hit.
He did.
I got to see this play again.
Yeah.
Play action to no one.
Yeah. And just fake to nobody. Defensive lineman gets in his face right away. He can't eat I don't know what is he trying to throw out the back of there's no one in the center of the field here, right? There's no one. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what happened there.
And I swear I didn't take an edible, but what the fuck was that? That is Daniel Jones, though. That is exactly the kind of shit that he has done for the last 3 seasons.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty awful, honestly. He's gotten better with it over time. Yeah. Go ahead.
Seattle and Atlanta to me are just like two middling teams, like right around league average, give or take a half a point. And I think they're pretty close to even. I mean, Seattle didn't look great this last week.
But it's perception versus reality, right? It's like,
of course,
okay, San Fran didn't look great against the 49ers, right? I mean, the Falcons lost to the 49ers this year already. Did they not? Am I mixing something up? Or no, I think it was the Chiefs that I'm thinking of.
Chiefs beat the Falcons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, but that's what I mean. I honestly think this is probably two relatively even match teams. Seattle does have extra rest. I think maybe the total should probably be either 48.5 or 49. I see a bigger number in the market. I would probably stay away from that. If anything, I would look under if that's the look you want.
Like, I'm just like looking at what this game would have been priced at any point this year by the market. And I don't think that there's a single time this year outside of maybe entering week 1 where this would have been priced like this. Like in week 4, these teams were basically priced as equals. Now we've learned stuff since then. Don't get me wrong. We've learned stuff since then. But
Seattle's had a pretty easy strength of schedule on the low side. So 4 bad teams, but they also were at Detroit and San Francisco. Atlanta has had a pretty easy strength of schedule outside of KC.
Yeah. Well, they definitely had an easy schedule of opposing defenses lately. Yeah. With Carolina, Tampa Bay back to back. They had Philly earlier in the year. I don't know. I'm just, yeah, my first gut is that, especially with threes popping up now all over the place, my first gut is give me the 3. Give me the 3. Fake sharp coach is true, I think, on both sides, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Next game on the list is Titans at Bills. We'll kind of wait on that one because
Bills.
We're going to have to wait.
Take the Bills.
Well, this is the Levis experiment's got to be done at some point soon, right? They just came out of the bye week. Like, okay, first of all, I've made many mistakes betting the NFL before. I'm not going to say that I haven't. I've said stupid shit. I go back to Carolina week 1 this year. Like, I've made many mistakes. But the whole notion that, like, the Tennessee offense was just going to magically flip a switch this week because they had a bye last week, to me made no sense, especially since this is the healthiest the Colts defense has been in like a month as well. And, I mean, it came to fruition. Calvin Ridley post-game, he looked like he wanted to cry in that post-game. The guy can't touch the ball. I mean, they had 4.4 yards per play. They had 95 net yards of passing offense today.
What was Ridley's first touch? A reverse? Like, I don't think
they tried to get him in the game with a reverse. Yes, They did.
That was also his only touch on 8 targets and a rush. So nine touch.
But I've been told Levis is extremely accurate.
The other team, yeah, sure.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see what the price is on the game. Like, if I was setting a number now, I'm not even going to look at the early market yet on this game. But if I was setting a number now, I would say that it has to be over a touchdown. Buffalo, it has to be under 10. Buffalo, 8.5.
That's the number. That's what's
and we kind of just wait to see what happens tomorrow night. And I like the Jets tomorrow night. And I would hope to get a very valuable price on Buffalo next week. I don't think it'll happen, but yeah.
Is it the new coach lift that you're expecting a little bit tomorrow?
It's not only that. I think he did. Oh my God. That poor ball. Well, first of all, I still find it really weird that we call them the ball boy. That guy was like an old man.
He
wasn't a boy. Yeah, he was like Scott Hansen's like, oh, the poor ball boy. That, by the way, that's what we call them on the sidelines. I'm like, yeah, like, why not just call him the ball man?
Yeah,
why did we have to? It was ball guy. Yeah, it seemed
ball
really
guy's
weird.
Reasonable.
Ball geezer. Poor guy. No,
balls,
seriously, I don't want to laugh about it. Like, he got fucking smoked. He got smoked, but that was tough. Tough to watch. All right. Keep it moving along.
I heard Levis offered him an autograph and he just said no thanks.
Did that actually happen? Or is that a joke? Because I could see that happening. I could see that. Who would want a Levis autograph? Okay, we're going to skip over Bengals Browns because the Bengals are in action. I just want to point out, just for your awareness, the amount of injuries that Cleveland is going through right now. Ethan Pozic, their center, was out. Their second center, or backup, I should say, Nick Harris, got hurt today. Elijah Moore's not great, but he's a depth receiver. He got hurt. Jerome Ford got hurt. Jordan Hicks missed this game. So did their safeties, Grant Delpit, Ronnie Hickman. Martin Emerson, one of their corners, got hurt. It's a pretty beat-up Cleveland team. And honestly, if I was going to say there was one misleading box score today, the Eagles-Browns one would be the one, I would say. Where if you just put the stats up on a screen and said one of these teams won 20-16, you'd be like, no, one of these teams must have won by at least multiple touchdowns because the Browns weren't in the game. They got a blocked kick return for a touchdown. The offense still can't do anything. Like, I guess if there's one defense that they might be able to move the ball on, it would be the Bengals. But they couldn't move it on the Eagles today. Eagles is better than Bengals. They have at least like they can generate a pass rush. I don't know what number I would need to bet Cleveland at this point in these games. And it's like, I mean, the market is up at FanDuel right now, and Cleveland's 4.5, getting 4.5. It's gonna be hard not to look at Cincy. I don't care how square it's going to be. The Browns suck.
Did I see the Chubbs maybe coming back next week?
Very possible, but like again, what's the workload going to be in that game?
Yeah, no, I get it.
And are they going to magically be able to run the ball? They have no interior offensive line. Jack Conklin was back this week, great right tackle, but they still can't run the ball. I don't know.
So somebody and I were on Twitter earlier. It was about this something. So if Jameis is announced as a starting quarterback this week, how many points does he mean to the line? Just say if he was, and should it?
Yeah.
Would you have a difference in your number versus the market?
I'd
upgrade Cleveland.
Oh, 100%. It's not even, it's just how much is the question. The problem is a lot of these, like Jameis is not going to be, well, first of all, he's had like LASIK eye surgery. I haven't seen him play since that happened, so I have no clue. But he's at least, I hate doing points, honestly, because like not all points are created equal, but at least a couple points. Yeah, Watson is so bad.
So
like people are talking about it. Yeah. Like Watson is playing like the worst backup in the league, let alone the worst starter. He is horrendous.
He looks so lost. Like he looks like the worst rookie I've ever seen. Take
every fucking shit quarterback in the league, and like Aiden O'Connell, I probably would take him over Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson cannot process the field. He holds the ball for so long, eats sacks like crazy every single week. I mean, people were talking today like he had like this amazing game. It's like, oh, Watson, starting to put it back. It's like, what are you talking about?
Who the fuck said that?
What's happening? It's like a Twitter, like don't even get me started. They have 35% success rate on offense against the friggin' Eagles today. They had 244 net yards of offense. Like enough. He stinks.
Yeah, he's awful. Instinctually, I would think it was probably 1.5 points in terms of a power rating, maybe 2. Like that's how different I think it would be.
Like here's my general thought process, right? Let's say there was a line for next week's game, and then all of a sudden, by the way, Stefanski came out after the game. Deshaun Watson is starting next week again, so that's happening.
Just play it on record because it's never going to change. I don't think it's going to change this season.
But let's say Wednesday came next week, and Stefanski just comes out and says, "Jameis Winston starting this week." I would obviously immediately bet the Browns, any number, because I think it's going to be a valuable number. But it's going to steam in market. And I would probably bet, let's say I missed it. I was on the golf course or something, and I came back. I would probably bet the post-steam number. That's how much of a difference I actually think there is. One guy is incompetent. He cannot do anything offensively. Anything. All right, let's keep ripping through here, Clive. We're in the second quarter. We got to go.
Daniel Jones trying to pull a Joe Burrow.
We got a banger game here next week. Texans at Packers. Both teams off of blowout wins today.
So here was something I was wrong about, and maybe you'll say the same. I thought the Texans would suffer a lot more without Nico Collins, especially with the propensity to get in third and long, and I was wrong.
Yep. Totally agree with you. I didn't see. I dodged the New England spread. Didn't play New England spread, but I played money line. Played over in the game. Actually did pretty well. Of all the games today, I think I did fairly well on that on props. I didn't have a good props day at all. Tank Dell looked good. I kind of maybe just bought into the narrative of he might be playing hurt. I think he is playing hurt, honestly, and just the Patriots defense is that shit. I really do believe that.
I do think he's playing hurt.
FanDuel's -2.5, -115 for Green Bay at home. If you want to bet Green Bay, FanDuel has the best price in market. Everywhere else is a 3 right now. Total in the game is 47.5. It's juiced towards the under. This feels wrong. I'll tell you right now, I'm not high on Houston, but this feels wrong to me. So wrong. Okay, Laramie Tunsil got injured today. We have to monitor that. He's our left tackle. He's committed 1 million penalties this year for Houston, but he's still a good left tackle.
He is.
Jaden Reed also got hurt for Green Bay. Something to keep an eye on as the week goes on as well. I don't believe this is the right number, personally.
It feels like too much, but I'll also say, and I don't want to overreact. I try not to overreact to 1 week anyway. That was the 1 o'clock game that I saw the least of. Yeah. Now, it looked like Green Bay's offense was humming a little bit, but it's also Arizona.
Yeah. Yeah, I played Green Bay alts today. This was the ultimate. Yeah, I hate to use like the get right spot. It was the get right spot for Green Bay's offense. They came off the Minnesota game where Jordan Love came back. Looked like absolute dog shit until the second half in that game. Played the Rams. Should have done better, honestly, against the Rams defense. But Arizona at home is a gift for when your offense is struggling and you have a lot of weapons. I mean, H-Train already bet Green Bay. I don't like Green Bay. I like Houston. I will almost certainly be betting Houston this week if the number is 3.
Yeah,
square or not.
There's a couple 3s in market right now.
Yeah.
47s and 47.5. I don't have a good instinct on the total, so I don't have anything to say on that. But this going to 3 feels too high.
I would agree. I don't see much separating the two teams to warrant this number. Houston to lose by 4. I mean, that can happen. I'm not saying it can't, but
yeah, that instinctually doesn't seem right to me.
All right.
I have them on about the same tier. So
same. I think I'm higher than that's actually not true. I don't want to say I'm higher than market on Green Bay because I ended up like right on the closing spread. I end up right on the closing spread, but yeah, I'm not there. Houston, like they're a frustrating team. Don't get me wrong. Like they cause a lot of anxiety. You're going to have a very, very good game planner in LaFleur against whatever the hell the Texans are going to do. Yet I can't get there. Like I feel like the same.
Point.
Go ahead.
Green Bay coaching is better. I mean, that is true.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't. Those 3s won't last long. I tend to agree, but I don't know. It's been bet up. It's being bet up everywhere right now. Okay. Miami's going to come off of their bye week, and they're traveling on the road to the Indianapolis Colts. FanDuel's got Colts -4.5, -105. That would be the best number in market on the Dolphins. Everywhere else is a 4. Circa just actually opened to 3.5. Total in the game is 42.5, juiced towards the under. This one is interesting for me because you typically don't see the Colts priced in this type of range. You have the uncertainty at quarterback. I have no idea who's going to play for them next week. I don't know if Jonathan Taylor is going to play. Their center, Ryan Kelly, got hurt again. You get Miami off the bye where Devon Achane, Javon Holland, Jordan Poyer were all injured prior to the bye. So we kind of got to see that play out. Again, I'm just speaking on first instincts for me here. I feel like I want the 4.5 with the Dolphins.
I don't know how the Colts could ever lay more than a field goal, and I'd feel okay with it. I know Huntley's been so bad. And why is Miami not called Ryan Tannehill?
Tua's what, 1 or 2 games away now at this point. So at this point, it's moot. But Colts offense
can get
today,
hurt again.
I mean, Colts offense was 4.1 yards per play today. Low key bad. 37% success rate. Joe Flacco sailed to throw that turned into an interception. Like, the reality is
he also missed a wide open touchdown towards the end of the game.
Oh yeah, he overthrew Alec Pierce downfield. This is a tough one. Get offensive coach against offensive coach, but also, like, what the fuck was with the reporting on Anthony Richardson this week? Like, everyone was reporting he was going to start. Where did that come from? I honestly have no clue.
I could tell you one of the people that was reporting on it. Just need a sec.
I mean, Rappaport probably. If Rappaport did it, then you know it's fake news.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, he might have as well, but that's not who I'm thinking of. Just what would this total have been last year with Tua and their normal? Oh, Jeremy Fowler. He was the one that was like, yeah. I feel like this is like at least 6 points lower than it probably would have been last year.
Oh, for sure. I could see this total beat last year being, it would have been low 50s. Honestly.
Probably. At a minimum, I was thinking 48 and a half, 49.
Riku points out. Yeah, the Pittman multiple weeks thing was apparently his back. He just woke up and his back felt better or something like that. What a weird week it was for Colts injury reporting. Like, really, really weird week. I'm not used to seeing the Colts in these types of price ranges. I don't trust them enough to lay these types of points. There's not many teams in the league. Like, relative to past years, Clive, I feel like my power ratings on teams are so condensed.
Compressed, yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, same. Uh-huh.
It's just like, who are the Colts to be like, it's not to say that they can't cover, but it just feels so weird to see them priced in this range.
It does. There are some really, really, really bad teams. There's 2 or 3 really good teams, San Francisco, Baltimore, KC, and then it feels like then there's everybody else. Like, everybody from 4 to 10-ish are okay. Depends how much you like a team like Green Bay, Houston, Cincy. If you like Minnesota a lot or Buffalo a lot, I get that. But other than that, everybody's feels like average. And I think it's probably because quarterback play is so overall bad.
Yeah. I'm just looking like the Colts they've played 3 straight field goal games, the Colts. And it was Titans, Jags, Steelers. You know, when I run my numbers on Tuesday morning, I think if 4s are out there, I'm almost certainly going to be.
Well, Indy's a bottom 6, bottom 7 defense for me. Probably a little bit worse. I'm just being conservative.
But they're healthier now. Like, I think Indy is gonna flip. Indy was like a pure over team. I think they're slowly going to flip towards being an under team because people have this perception. They look at like the yards per play. It's such a boomer bust offense, honestly. And people look at the yards per play and some of the EPA stuff. I think they get carried away with that when they're actually not that great on a down to down type of situation, especially with Richardson back. Like, if Richardson gets announced in, where's the line moving? I think it has to go against Indy. Like, look at the market today. When Flacco got announced in, Indy took a little bit of money. Part of that was me, honestly. I don't know that I moved the line on game day, but we bet Indy.
I don't think you were alone, though. That's the point. Like,
right.
I think it's at least in a normal scenario, a half a point difference, probably closer to a point. I think he got there.
I think he did too. He just took an enormous hit.
Yeah, that's what Daniel Jones seems to do. Like, he is not graceful at all.
No, definitely not. Okay, we'll keep going. Oh, this is a banger here. We got the Vikings off the bye week, hosting the Detroit Lions. I'm very interested to see where the early market is here, especially with the injury to Aiden Hutchinson. He's not going to be back this year. That was a very tough one to watch. Minnesota opens 1.5. Okay, so Minnesota opens -1.5. Total is 50.5. I don't know how Minnesota is not going to take money here. Am I out to lunch? Like I know the Lions smoked the Cowboys today, but the market's going to like Minnesota, like they do every other week.
Yeah, somebody in chat's already like Circa is out to 2.5 -115. I mean, yeah. I think it probably gets out to 3, but that's me. So if there's 1.5s in the market and you like it, I mean, I would probably take it now.
Yeah, like I do think the buy is generally overrated. The buy is overrated in the NFL. By market, like it's not worth much anymore. The teams can't practice over the bye week. They're just home with their families. In a lot of cases, the home teams, especially in recent years, have really underperformed relative to market off the bye week. I have some theories on that, but I think complacency. It's just like human behavior. You're home all week with your family. You're playing a home game. I think there's just a little bit of complacency here, but it's a big divisional game. And like a lot of stuff that's in the chat here, Goff versus the Florida's defense. I agree. Deer in the headlights type of game. This is not. I'll be surprised if we end up here next Sunday, especially with the Hutchinson injury. Like they lose their best player on defense. You're going to tell me the guy
who's going to be the most disruptive to a guy like Sam Darnold.
Yeah, he was going to win Defensive Player of the Year. He was going to win it. He was so far ahead of pressures on anyone, and thoughts on the over. What was that total there? Really
50.5 juiced up.
So on the underside of 51. Some of the books are at 51. See some 51.5s. I don't know. I don't know that I like the over. 50.
I don't
50 with the Vikings defense right now. I don't think I'm there.
I'm not at all. At all.
Yeah.
It feels a little counterintuitive, I guess, because Hutchinson's is so important to Detroit's defense.
Right.
I'm actually thinking more along the lines of like at this number, a Detroit team total under is a look that I would like.
I tend to agree. I tend to agree with you. I think the Lions had the perfect matchup for them today.
Yeah. Perfect matchup.
Best O-line in the league against a defensive front with a ton of injuries. Aaron Jones is a big one. I say this like not in jest because I love Aaron Jones. And
he's great for that offense.
He really, I would like him to play in the game rather than Ty Chandler and Myles Gaskin. But yeah, I think money has to come on Minnesota here. And honestly, I think it's going to be like another one of those like public games because unless people are buying Detroit after today's win, what have you seen lately type of thing? But Minnesota has been a cash cow all year.
Like, honestly, I just bet the Vikings at -1.5 at Fanduel.
Yeah. There you go. Love that. Love that. Okay. Eagles at Giants. We're going to wait and see. I'm just curious with the opener here while the Giants are in action. Oftentimes these still get left up at books while we're going on. And FanDuel does have it up. They have Eagles -3.5 on the road at the Giants. Total 45.5. Going to kind of wait and see here. Again, the Eagles, Dallas Goedert gets hurt today. Their left tackle, Jordan Mailata, gets hurt. Darius Slay gets hurt. They had some significant injuries in the game. The Eagles played better than the final score indicated, but I'm still not convinced on the Eagles. They look like something is fundamentally broken with that team.
And they got the receivers back, and they still look broken.
Listen, like box score wise, see, the Eagles do this, right? Eagles had 372 net yards of offense against the Browns defense. They didn't turn it over. They had a 50% success rate, 76% series conversion rate. Like these are more than fine offensive numbers. They're good. Like you see the amount of green on the screen there. That's against the Browns defense, right? But it doesn't look succinct a lot of times.
This is not the comparison that I want to make because I don't think they're going to turn it around the way that this happened. I think we've probably said this 2 seasons ago about the Chiefs, where they came out and they looked really, really just off offensively. But we also said that we think that they would turn it around and that they would be okay. I don't know that we're going to get that with the Eagles.
Because they have Mahomes. And I have faith in Mahomes. You get to the playoffs, he's going to find ways to win games. I don't have – I think –
And they had a banged-up receiving core, and they didn't,
Yeah.
That's not the case in Philly.
Hurts is very overrated. I will get a lot of flack for that, I think, from he's the guy that personally I just don't see it when I watch him. He can't fucking stand in a clean pocket and make a throw. Like the guy's he's within a second he's rolling out. I don't understand. Yeah, this is a tough one. This is a tough game. The line subjectively feels right to me at 3.5. We'll have to wait to see how this Giants game ends, but it's not something that feels egregiously wrong to me. It's kind of right where I would have put it.
Yeah, and I just don't think I would like to be hoping for Philly to win by margin against even the Giants right now.
I feel that way for so much of the league, though. It's just like, unless they're playing a really bad team, like the dredges of the NFL. Patriots could lose by margin every game. The Panthers could lose by margin every game. Hell, I would even put the Raiders in that category now with the amount of injuries that they have.
Denver.
Possibly, but Denver wins games. Like they had 3 wins going into this week.
Yeah, they somehow managed to beat Tampa Bay a couple weeks ago, whenever that was.
But like Carolina and New England, Cleveland could lose by margin any given week. I know they didn't today. And Vegas. Those are the teams to me where it's like, and then, you know what, that leads us to our next game. Because Vegas goes out on the road to take on the LA Rams.
The no offense versus the no defense. Okay.
Yeah. I'm actually really interested in where this one's at. So FanDuel's at 4.5 and 43.5. If you like the Rams, FanDuel's your spot. I'll tell you that because it's mostly 5s and 5.5s out there. Although there's not a huge difference between those numbers. So the Rams obviously off the bye, and it's really hard to know what they'll look like. Cooper Kupp is a possibility. They had some other injuries like depth players, Jordan Whittington, Cameron Curl, one of their safeties. The Raiders, like no Devontae Adams today, no Jacoby Myers. Their right tackle was out. Their right guard, Dylan Parham, got hurt mid-game. Even their starting running back, Zamir White, who I'm not a huge fan of, was out. They are... So first instinct was Rams laying too many points. Then I had a quick conversation with myself. I think the Raiders feel like a dead team. It feels like what we thought was going to happen with Antonio Pierce has happened.
Yeah.
They've lost the team. Max Crosby pushed a coach in mid-game today. Like
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Went to the sideline and two-hand shoved the coach out of the way. It's ugly. They don't have players. And by the way, like I hated the way Pierce has treated the quarterback situation for them all year because I know Minshew hasn't played well. Aiden O'Connell is not the answer. He's never going to be the answer.
He
worse. Sucks. He sucks.
He's worse.
Here's the push right here, by the way. But like literally walks over and shoves him out of the way as he's talking to him and moves on. Like that's not in jest, right?
No, that was no. That's not good.
Yeah.
Well, Antonio Pierce was supposed to be this coach that was going to galvanize the locker room, and everyone's going to play for him, and he's going to be this great.
Yeah.
No, just no. He was a bad choice. I know you can't move on from him right away. I mean, you could. They're just not going to.
Yeah.
Well,
this was they had the coach that the interim coach. His name will come to me in a second. Rich Bisaccia. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
Where everyone's like, oh, how are they going to get rid of him? And I'm like, these players, coaches, like once it goes south with a bad team, it goes way south. Everyone turns on each other. This is very narrative-y, by the way. I completely get it. And James says, like, Devontae Adams ain't coming back. Hate to break it to you. Like, his hamstring injury, if he's still on the Raiders, he's going to have it all year because he doesn't want to play for that team. They don't have any weapons. And they have O-line. Like, they can't move the ball. The Steelers fucking romped them today. The Steelers can't blow out anybody.
Alexander Madison's like their feature back.
It's, I'd love to fade the Rams because I continue to believe the Rams are also overrated. The Rams defense sucks.
Oh, it's so bad. But I don't think the Raiders are the team that's gonna, you said it before, but who on that team's gonna exploit anybody?
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay. Panthers at the Commanders next week. I will be interested to see if there's been an adjustment made in market on Washington. Commanders minus 8.5. Total is 51.5 in this game. Listen, Washington went up against a better team today. Couldn't get stops. Defense got exposed. It is a bad defense. They lost players mid-game. Jonathan Allen got hurt. Dorrance Armstrong, who they brought in from Dallas in the offseason, got hurt. So a couple players on the defensive line. They played without Brian Robinson on offense. The Panthers have their own injuries. Right tackle Taylor Moton. Jadeveon Clowney was out on defense. Josie Jewell was out on defense. Carolina's bad. Defense is really bad. Where is Carolina going to get stops in this game? How? Because every shit defense that Washington played this year, they flamed them. It's a big number. Here's what I think is here's my prediction.
Ooh, here we go, Derek. Oh, flag. Oh, why is there flags?
Come back. Yeah.
7 punts, big offensive play, flag.
Yeah. That's how it happens. With this game in particular, I actually think you will see money come in on the under. As we do with pretty much every Baltimore, Washington, under money today. It really has been a consistent theme all year. I want the over in this game.
So what are the implieds? Like 29-21 ish? No.
Yeah, 30-21.
Yeah, something like that. Jeez. Can the Panthers get 21 points?
They scored 20 on Atlanta today.
I guess if the game state gets to a point where, Carolina has to throw, I guess I could see it. It feels like one of those games, and I know we've talked about this before, where it's like if something bad happens the first couple drives, they're just not going to get there, and then you're fucked. But yeah, this could be a 65-point game in total, so I could see that too.
Carolina's played 4 games with Dalton now. Raiders, Bengals, Bears, Falcons. One of those defenses is good. That's the Bears. That's the game that finished 36-10, 46 points, which cashed the over in that game. Boy, it was enough. The other 3 games all landed 58. Raiders, Falcons today. Who was the other team that I said that I just forgot off the top of my head? Bengals.
Panthers are the worst defense in football, probably.
They just don't have players. They have nobody.
No.
They can't. You can't. When you have so many injuries to a defensive front.
Shit.
Gonna get
I got to plug in my laptop.
Yeah, no problem. Easier. We'll bring Clyde back in. He's got to plug in the laptop before it dies. Next game on the list.
Running in as quickly as I can.
You're not breaking down the spreads with me, Jason. You're not breaking down the spreads. It was a good try. It was a valiant effort from Jason.
Yeah. You're not tagging in. Sorry, Jason.
Yeah. 3rd and 14 here. Let me just watch this one play. See if Daniel Jones can find a way to take a safety. Almost. Tried really hard. There. Okay. Guess this Bengals team defensive meeting fucking worked for them this week.
Or they're playing the Giants.
Baby, what a game next week. 49ers hosting the Chiefs. That's a banger. We got some real bangers next week. 49ers will be small favorites at home. I haven't even seen the line, but it's going to be something like that. Here we go. 49ers 1.5 at home. Total in the game 46.5 at FanDuel. Rematch of the Super Bowl, obviously. Injuries, honestly, pretty clean for the Chiefs. 49ers are dealing with some stuff on the defensive side. Mahomes is a dog. Niners revenge game. The narratives are all there. Yeah. Yeah.
Mahomes getting points. Genius, idiot. But
yeah. Everyone in the chat likes the Niners in this game so far, except for Carl Felice. First guy who bet
Connor I think likes the Chiefs too.
Oh, Connor too. Okay, it's pretty split. Andy Reid off a bye. I forgot about that narrative too. Wow, this has it all, this game. Yeah. 49ers got extra rest though as well. Oh man. Honestly,
it just feels like the right number.
Does it though?
Does to me. Why do you think the Chiefs? Do you think this should be a pick?
Yeah, like it's not a huge edge, but subjectively, I would say to you, I think the Chiefs are slightly better than the 49ers, especially with the injuries that the Niners have on defense. Like that's what brings me over the edge in this game. It's not like they played without Travarius Ward last week. Ambry Thomas has been on IR. Dre Greenlaw's not playing. Javon Hargrave's on IR. Jordan Elliott was out. It's not the same defense.
No, the Chiefs are really hurting on the offensive end of the ball too.
It's true. Their tackle situation, I don't know, man. Mahomes is a dog. Someone's got to find the Mahomes ATS numbers as a dog. Caught one last year in London, I think, or Germany. Mahomes was a dog to Tua. Don't know how that one happened, but that really did happen last year.
That was one of my favorite bets last year.
Gonna get the Gorendo show maybe with Jordan Mason out.
I have no interest on the total either way, which is surprising, but I think that's the right number. I don't know which way that's going to move at all.
Can we agree right now, though, that the Chiefs are a banging teaser play at +7.5?
Oh God,
I don't even like doing teasers. Like I think it's kind of lame when everyone's just giving out very obvious Wong teasers, but Chiefs to lose by margin, I feel like that's a pretty good. Like throw that in there on the early numbers. Throw that in there with Washington.
By the way, sidebar, when we go to a circle back episode, can we talk about services giving out teasers as plays?
I don't mind it, but we can.
I have a
contrarian take.
Oh, yeah. It's so bad. Just buy them the fucking Stanford Wong book and just move on. Like, anyway, go on.
AJ says Mahomes 11-1-1 against the spread regular season, postseason as a dog, 10-3 straight up, and I will still be taking San Fran. I get it. Listen, you can make an argument for either team. I think you can make a very sound argument for either team in this game. As dumb as that sounds. More to come later this week on that one. Okay. Keep it going. Jets at Steelers. Fezzik gave out the look-ahead line on Steelers -1. They blew out the Raiders. I don't even really know what this, like, okay, it's 1.5 now, total 36.5. The Steelers still stink in my eyes. They need to get Alex Highsmith or Nick Herbig back on defense because they're just too reliant on TJ Watt. They happen to catch a complete lemon Raiders offense today. Zach Frazier, their center, got hurt for Pittsburgh. They're already without James Daniels. The O-line's not good. Chosen says Steelers team total under any number. I mean, I don't know any number, but that kind of feels like it kind of feels pretty decent to me. We'll have to see what the Jets do tomorrow, though.
Yeah. I don't have a strong opinion here. Total seems high.
It does seem high. Big offensive performance
at 36.5
today.
Like,
yep. Yeah, well, let me just quickly look at the box score from the Steelers game today. Just to see.
Joe Burrow just ate one.
I mean, 4.7 yards per play, 40% success rate. Honestly, if you were to just look at this box score, it wouldn't be super indicative of a blowout other than the fact if you hit the turnover column. Now, obviously that matters. Steelers were +3 in turnover margin today. Aside from that, everything was pretty much the same across the board, Pittsburgh and Vegas. Anyways, we'll see. I might be invested on the Jets in that game. 2 Monday Night Football games next week. Got a double dipper. Get to use both TVs in the studio there, Jason. It'll be a fun one for next week's watch along. Starting with the Ravens at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Market for this one, I don't see a number up on my screen. Jason's going to pull it up on here. There we go. 4.5. Baltimore on the road. Total 50.5. Juice towards the under. 4.5. There's some 4s. It's a pretty mixed market between 4 and 4.5. Total in the game screams to me too low.
The total seems low to you?
Yeah, well, you're going to say it seems high? I'll tell you why I think it's low.
It's not one, and I don't know if this is just initial instinct. I don't know if this is right or not, but I think Baltimore is going to take a little bit of money. But I'm initially thinking Tampa Bay team totals under.
Okay, I think the under will take money because it's a high total, and every under takes money right now. Listen. People think I'm a Ravens hater. I'm not a Ravens hater. I'm not. They're very healthy. There's no injuries. I don't really like betting against teams like that. Tampa's center got hurt today, was out today, Graham Barton. But Rachaad White was also out. And when Rachaad White is out, guess what? That offense is fucking explosive because those running backs actually have some juice that Rachaad White doesn't. Bucky Irving and Sean Tucker, these guys are running all over the place today.
It's like when you're up 4 and you kick a field goal late to bring the game to 7, and you make the coach actually do the optimal thing that he's got to do and go play for a touchdown instead of, or I meant up 3.
Yep.
That's what happens when Rachaad White comes out of the running back rotation.
Bucky still only got 8 touches. I feel like they just want to split carries and keep their backs fresh, but Tucker played amazing. Like he was really good there.
He caught like a 5-yard pass and then took it for 35, 40 yards, something like that.
Yeah, he's solid.
Explosive.
Baltimore's offense is really good. Like Baltimore moved the ball at will today against Washington.
277 team rushing yards for Tampa Bay today. Tucker had a 36-yard touchdown catch, and Bucky had 2 catches for 24.
The Bucs had 594 net yards today of offense. They turned it over 3 times, but aside from that, like Bucs had the highest yards per play today. Detroit second, Baltimore third. Offensive explosion from both these teams. I honestly think that they're both just good over teams. I think Tampa's offense is pretty underrated. Dinger taking a shot here. I mean, listen, I was against them. I've been against market with Washington for a couple weeks now, including last week. Still think that's a very good football team. And
so I'll be fair. I'm a little against you on the other side of the Tampa offense being a really good offense thing.
Okay.
Washington, Detroit, Denver, Philly, Atlanta.
Yep.
You're a little higher on Atlanta defense than I am, but the other defenses are not good. And Denver, which is probably the best of the remainders, Tampa didn't play good against, or didn't play well against. This is going to be a test. I don't think this Tampa offense has played a defense anywhere near as good as what the Ravens can be.
That is true.
Ooh, we got the bots in the chat.
Yeah, it happens all the time. Jason's asleep at the wheel, I think. Yeah, AJ brings up a good point. And this was
all I see, bots.
Will be hard to run against Baltimore. They've allowed 3 10-plus 10-plus yard runs all year. That's true. And that was like Washington really struggled to establish any running game today. Granted, they don't even really have Austin Eckler was like the bell cow today. And that hurts. Baltimore's run defense is really good. They force you into throwing the ball on them. I have to think on this a little bit more. I do.
I think Baltimore can really abuse the Tampa defense.
Baltimore can abuse any defense. Baltimore's offense is really good. It's they can run, they can pass. People want to rip Lamar Jackson. He can be a great passer. And Zay Flowers gets tons of separation. Guys running wide open downfield all the time. The problem is like he can win one-on-one against anyone, really. Like he is. Benjamin St. Juste today for Washington. Thanks for coming out. That guy was getting torched.
He got torched.
Yeah. Okay. Final game will be the Chargers at the Cardinals. Second Monday Night Football game next week. Chargers are road favorites in this one, laying 2.5. Total in the game is 42.5. Injuries of note: Joey Bosa didn't play today. Seemed like he was close. He probably would be back next week, I would guess. Their slot corner, Jasir Taylor, was out. Christian Fulton got hurt in game, so dealing with some corner injuries there. Marvin Harrison Jr. is the big one for Arizona. Concussion. They lost multiple players today. Evan Brown on the offensive line went out. Defensively, Bilal Nichols got hurt. Sean Murphy-Bunting got hurt. Kazir White got hurt. Truthfully, it is a spot where I would like to bet Arizona, but I have to wait to see how the injury situations play out. Chargers should be able to run the ball. That's what scares me a little bit in this game. But I think we got kind of like an extreme outcome in both games today, where the Chargers looked really good against a team that I expected them to look good against, and the Cardinals were poor against a prolific passing offense. I don't think the Chargers can be that offense.
This is where I'm a little lost on the Chargers just because of their strength of schedule against offenses they've played. Because I don't know if their defensive numbers are just so inflated because of the poor competition they've played. Other than the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are down offensively versus what they have been, they're still the Chiefs.
Yep.
So from that perspective, I'm a little lost.
Yep.
But I agreed with what you said on Pizza Buffet earlier about not thinking that the Cardinals offense was as good as others may have thought going into this game. So
I'm kind of with you. So the Chargers have played Gardner Minshew, Bryce Young, Justin Fields, Bo Nix as 4 of their 5 games. I do believe the Chargers defense is good. Don't get me wrong, but
magnitude.
It's better than it's looked. Arizona is coming off of a stretch of Lions, Commanders, 49ers, Packers. They played the Bills in week 1. Like Arizona has faced the gauntlet so far this year. 5 of their 6 games have been Buffalo, Detroit, Washington, San Fran, Green Bay. It doesn't get much more difficult than that. I would venture a guess if this game was played this week, it would be closer to a pick'em type of game. if we didn't know the results of today. And I don't think the results of today change a whole lot for me, other than the injuries that Arizona has accumulated, which you can't just completely dismiss them. But if Marvin Harrison Jr. gets ruled out, potentially offensive line issues continue. That's the biggest concern for me, is I don't like the O-line. Then you're going to get an adjustment to the spread anyways. And in all likelihood, I'm just going to like Arizona at a better price, 3.5, something like that. So that's it's ugly, but it stands out to me right now.
What do you think of the total? FanDuel's lowest in the market, and I almost still think that maybe it's a hair too high.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm on board with it. I know Arizona's defense is not anything to write home about, but I don't think the Chargers are going to be racking up big point totals this year. You know what? It is weird, though. They did come out just throwing all over Denver today. They came out of the bye week, and with Harbaugh in the locker room for the heart arrhythmia or whatever, they were throwing it across the field, which was interesting.
Yeah. I did see a little of that.
Yeah. Before we let you go, Clive, let's take a look at the second half number in this game.
What do we got?
I've been watching it in the background. We haven't been talking about it a whole lot. I mean, candidly, at 7-0 Bengals at the half, it's been kind of a boring game. Slow-paced offenses. Bengals 5.1 yards per play. Giants 4.4. Defenses have been getting home. 3 sacks for Bengals, 1 for the Giants, or sorry, opposite way around there. Jason's going to get us a second half number here really quickly. It feels like the Giants offense has gone back to their flaccid ways at this point.
Well, the only big play in this game has been the Joe Burrow 47-yard touchdown scamper.
21.5. Oof.
The Giants are favored to be the second half winner.
Yeah.
And I get it.
I
don't like it.
I don't know, Jim. I don't know. You know, the only thing that it's completely random thought, because I thought it about a million times today, and Dak Prescott is my guy. He's my quarterback. But when he is at the line of scrimmage yelling, "Here we go," I get like really agitated. I can't hear that.
So do I.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah. It's so obnoxious. Like, where are you going? Like, you kicked 3 field goals today with the guy who kicked 65-yarders. So, like, you didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah. When we say the Giants outplayed them, I would like some clarification as to what this means. Because
is this really you, Brinks, or is this like?
Because the Giants have, pretty much every metric, have not outplayed them. You could argue that they're -1 turnover margin and it's only 7. That's about it. Oh no! Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. There's a big play call back. I mean, that's called back. We can't just imagine that plays happened because they were called back. If there's a penalty on the play didn't happen. We don't just throw it into the box score metrics and say that was good.
It's only when it's Mahomes and there's penalties and picks get called back. That's the only time that apparently it counts.
Yeah.
I love that.
I don't like
Twitter discourse.
I don't like the second half. I don't want to force anything. We can get a PGP from Jason. That'll be the absolute force job if he's up for it. I mean, is Bung back in here as well? Bung's back.
We got a BBP. We got a BBP. I was doing some producer work, so we got
behind the scenes. Yep. Wow.
What about
I didn't
turnovers?
know that actually happened. I wasn't sure that happened. Yeah, Sunday nights you're quiet. You're quiet in the first half. You can actually get some stuff done. You don't get to pop up on the screen when Clive's here.
I tried to, but you told me to shoot. So
yeah, wasn't the right time. It wasn't the right time.
Fair enough.
Okay, well, you're doing something second half. You got something going?
I got it right now.
Hold up. Go ahead.
Oh, all right.
No, we just don't want you talking about other lines.
You're just
okay.
Yeah.
This is. I want to be clear. This is not mine. This is Bung's. So.
So it is clear that that you are outsourcing the PGP. As
I did not outsource the PGP. People were asking for a BBP, and I talked to Bung, and he said he would release one for you guys if you were nice to me.
So to be clear, this is Bung's. If it wins, it's Bung's. If it loses, it was Jason's.
It's Jason's.
Correct. So we have one. Yeah. All right.
Get it in quick. This halftime is not a half an hour. We got to get the plays in.
I'm trying to figure out. So it's going to start with Andre Yoshivash, 2+ receptions.
Yep. Good on the pronunciation there as well.
That was correct, right?
Yeah, it was good. He was good. You did a good job. Yoshivash.
5+ for Tyrone Tracy.
Okay.
And then we're going to go. Where's the last?
It's a little bit all over the place to start, but you know what? I never doubted in Bung. Tyrone Tracy's already at 3, and Yoshivas has 1.
Jamar Chase 60+ yards.
Okay. I will tail it because it's not yours. Jamar Chase will need to have a big second half, though, because he's at 19. So that's the leg that we really need to go ham on.
Before I jump off here, can we get an origin story for the name Bung Magoo?
Possibly. I'm going to jump off here, and I think Clive is. I think you're going to have the whole screen to yourself. I've drank an extra large coffee. I have to leak really badly right now. Please stay. People, do not drop out of the chat. I will be back in a couple minutes. Do not drop. Do not drop. It's very important that you stay.
Like and subscribe.
Later, Clive.
Bye.
Have a good one.
If you can like and subscribe, that'd be appreciated, guys. Thank you so much. Oh, you're actually going. Oh, I thought this was a bit. All right, here we go. And here we go, guys. What do we want to talk about? Do we want to do some next drive props? Do we want to do some interceptions? What do you guys want to do? What's the odds on that, Jason? Throw in the Florida Panthers money. Let's do an AMA. Any question you have for me, you can drop in the chat. Am I a big Catan guy? Yes, Bung. I am a big Catan guy. Quite enjoy Catan. Any other questions? Should I drop off stream, Steven Robinson? Listen, you do what you want to do. It's your choice. You're here. I would recommend that you not drop off screen. Anthony Glenn is saying, see ya. Guys, I'm here for 2 minutes. Rob will be back any second from now. How much of your net worth is tied up in jerseys right now? Honestly, more than I'd like. And I'm going to get more jerseys too, which is the craziest part. Have you tried the shower orange yet? No, I have not. But I promise you guys, tomorrow morning when I take a shower, I will tweet out a shower banana for you guys. I will send out a shower banana tweet. I will try it. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
No, you're not tweeting out a shower banana.
Why not?
That's very perverse.
No, it's not. It wasn't meant to be like.
I know what you were meaning. By the way, we only lost 35 viewers since I went this time, which is like a record.
That's crazy.
Like
yeah,
it's like a record.
We have a little bit of an AMA going on with me right now. I don't know if I should continue it, but
that's good. Answer some questions. Daniel Jones underthrew Darius Slayton he had him wide open. Daniel Jones throws downfield. Sometimes I really wonder about. It's
ridiculous. I also like the Wan'Dale Robinson inverse correlation play would be so live if he caught those 2 balls at the line of scrimmage that were just like clear catchable balls and he just dropped them. Very frustrating.
Yeah.
Very frustrating stuff. I'm going to keep answering questions if that's okay. My favorite hockey player that is not on the Leafs. It's either that's actually a tough question. Honestly,
Alex Ovechkin.
Oh, no, Rupe Hintz. Why Rupe Hintz? I had him in fantasy one year. It's a pleasure to watch. Absolute pleasure to watch.
I developed a love for Ovechkin when he won the cup and he just got absolutely annihilated.
Blackout, yeah.
Like in the fountains and shit. Like, how can you not like Ovechkin? Ovechkin is great.
He's really good.
I'll tell you, it's not great. This Giants offense, not great.
It's despicable. Honestly.
I mean, Brinks thinks they played a great first half, though.
Is that really the real Brinks bet guy on Twitter? Or
I'm pretty sure that's him. Yeah, pretty sure that's him. I'm just gonna keep roasting him. He's a personal friend of mine, so
okay, fair.
Yeah,
I'm just looking. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
This guy showed up to Circa for Game 7 of Leafs Bruins just to cheer against the Leafs while I was watching it there.
That's
the
the
kind of guy Brinks is.
If we're going to talk about like the top 10 most loser-ish things you can do that's related to sports, that would be number one on my list. Just being like an anti-fan. You're not a fan of any team. You're just anti every single team. I know one guy who's like that. And I'm like, the amount of times I've told him to just shut the fuck up and just be like, pick a fucking team, you loser. Like, it's the worst. It's so easy to listen, this is a little off script here because it's NHL stuff, but he talks about
they snapped the ball. I thought this was going to be a fake. They went for it anyways, 4th down, incomplete for the Giants. Ooh, tough break there. Done for. I thought that was to Wan'Dale Robinson, by the way, too. I didn't mean to cut you off. I actually just thought they were going to try to draw the Bengals offside there. I did not believe that I think they should have gone for it, by the way. But I didn't believe it was going to happen.
Yeah. I just want to address this. I'm not a fan of any team either. That is correct, but I'm not a hater of every team. There are people who are not fans who strictly their goal in sports watching is to just shit on every other fan base. And that's not me.
Take a dump on a fan base.
Yeah, that's some people's like sports angles. It's like the most loserish approach you can have because it's like, congratulations, 31 teams lose. There's your ammo. You can go make fun of 31 other teams.
It's true. I had a guy messaging me today, but I couldn't handle it. It's in a similar vein.
Yeah. Levi's a Bears fan. I love that's my team is the bear down. Bear down.
We're done with you. Jason out, Feinberg in.
Is he ready? He's munching.
He looks like he's eating some fucking potato chips.
Take your time, Jeff. Take your time.
No, get him on. I want to know what he's eating. It's okay. Jeff, what do you got there? That looked like a big box of something.
I've been eating good, Rob.
What's that? Be specific.
About just some Chex Mix, but I just put down 2 black and white cookies.
Yep.
Thanksgiving here.
Yep.
I've been eating good. I'm drinking and smoking probably since 2 o'clock. So I'm gonna sleep good too. I won bets today, which has been rare for me this football season.
Yeah.
So I'm in a good mood. And the Chargers won.
Yeah, Chargers played great today. Played a really good game. They made it a little bit interesting at the end. Felt like old Chargers a little bit in the 4th quarter there.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do? They got the dub.
Yep.
So you did Thanksgiving at your place today?
Yeah. I was watching some of that golf, but yeah, at my place today.
No, the mic. You hit the mic.
You hit the mic. You got to do the plug.
You got to do it.
You're muted right now. Unplug it. Plug it back in, either from this part or the other part. I muted you. Let's see if it works.
Check. 1 2 1 2.
No, we got the static.
The kettle's back now.
What the?
Oh, tough.
No, we're
Someone asked me.
It's always fixable, so don't worry.
You fixed it last time.
I'm just going to mute you for a second just because I don't want the popping to come in and out. And then I'm going to take this time to obviously talk about myself. Someone asked if Lisa Ann is my type. I wouldn't say that she's specifically my type, but I'm also not saying I wouldn't. You know what I mean? I definitely would, but not specifically my type.
When I came on here and saw it was just Jason, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be a part of that train wreck.
Yeah,
I'll wait till Rob comes back.
Yeah, it's a good move. I would do the exact same thing if I were you. Zach Moss fumbled there.
Sorry about that audio thing. I don't want to complain, but the hosting thing always gives me a problem. I don't know why. I mean, I'm the one in problem today, although I'm in a great mood. I haven't bet some of that baseball because I had such a good day, so I'm feeling good.
What was what made it such a good day? What were the bets?
Okay, the Lions were my super lock.
Yeah, Lions were
okay, and that was just I didn't give a shit. Off a bye, Justin Fields and Pittsburgh couldn't take advantage of Dallas's injuries. That coach is really good. And they got really good playmakers. And by the coach, I mean the coordinator. And you win a big emotional last-second game on the road in primetime. The Pittsburgh Steelers are not a division rival to Dallas. But they're almost as big of a rival outside of that. And I'm a loser who watches a lot of that post-game shit in teams' locker rooms. And the Cowboys apparently don't even do game balls a lot. And they gave a game ball to McCarthy because he's from Pittsburgh. Anyhow, they took a game the week before, It's like a Peters pays Paul situation. And then you had a team with a hey, whatever. I haven't done much this year right in football, Rob. So to call like my gold pick, my best bet, and like I didn't see that score, but I thought they were gonna beat the shit out of them. I thought you'd be able to get more out of like CeeDee Lamb or Jake Ferguson props when they were down 3 scores, but no.
I know. I had a Dak
and I love I love the videos that circulate on the internet, like Jerry Jones walking into the locker room after bad losses. I'm not even a Cowboys hater. I'm just like a connoisseur of a lot of like NFL minutia, I guess would be the best way to put that. And that's the sort of shit that gets me going. Dallas was good. It hit like the muck favorite chalky teaser shit, like the Philly pulling that off with the Atlanta was a big play for me.
Yep.
What else? It's all a blur now. Even at some Bears, and I'm such a square, so I get nervous when the line moves like a field goal against me. And even the Lions, I felt like a square because the line moved against me. And I'm like so confident recording on a Tuesday. And I'm like, holy shit, the line moved against me. But I'll tell you what, Rob, made me real confident in the Chargers. When that motherfucking 3 just held the line, like the meme, like it just held the line.
Hold the door, man.
I knew it. And sure, they got some garbage time, their shit. And you had to like answer a question this week, how to explain to someone, what do you mean? What do you mean Bo Nix is overrated? Like,
oh, thank you for watching that this morning.
Yeah, like what do you mean? And I'm like, straight pass on that shit. I don't even know the terminology.
That was no, who was that? That was X.
No, I don't. Whatever, it's fine. But it's like, Bo Nix is like, even though we don't think he's good, he's now a bit overrated relative to like how good he actually is. And I'm happy you said it.
That was the point I was trying to get across.
Yeah. And I feel bad for Denver. Listen, the Chiefs I kind of respect. Anyone who's like watched my shit for a long time, I freaking hate Denver. Like I'm in a different mood if the Chargers lose to Denver.
Listen,
I don't care what
somebody's asking me in the chat right now, like, Rob, did you lose a bet? What's up with the Bengals merch? I hate the Giants, and I own Bengals merch. So I might as well just rock it tonight because I hate the Giants. I don't want to see them win anything.
That's fine. They actually look like there's what's it, concepts of a plan? There's concepts of like a normal team roster organization there.
Yep.
Like that defense is ferocious. And I don't know if the stats legitimate because I couldn't even tell you what it was, but they led the league in like percentage of like defensive plays. They straight just blow the shit up.
Yeah.
Like no chance defensive plays.
Yeah.
They're like the best at that. Like, oh, is that ever good?
You're being typecast, by the way, in the chat right now by Bung of all people. Real question: has Jeff ever had a real job? I can tell he has never worked hard. Wow.
Yeah, I swept the floors at my dad's factory.
I mean, for those who worked at Hardcore Sports Radio, that was a real job.
Yeah, but I've had a lot of real jobs. Like I just had to spend like before that. Listen, I always have like a soft landing as I'm out in the world trying to have real jobs. But yeah, I had real jobs.
Of course, man.
But yeah, like I don't
just totally typecast Jeff. Like,
no, I don't. But yeah, beating Denver, that just felt good. I'd hate to lose to Denver. And Rob, I feel actually like they lose Surtain like what, the first play of the game? Like that's their whole defense.
Yeah.
So they're like just screwed. And I don't know. There was some reports that the Chargers were actually going to let Herbert throw this week, but I don't know that was like once I imagine Patty going out, like he threw a lot. You'll see the numbers, I guess, but just in my perception of it, something else really went my way this week. Another game. I don't know. It's all Pittsburgh, cash it. Yeah. That felt like I was being tricked, but I just stayed with it. Definitely lost a bet. No doubt I lost a bet on the Titans. don't know whether it was I trust in Will Levis. I just wanted to trust the team off the bye.
Yeah.
Off the bye.
Giants converted the 4th down there again, so they went for it on their own side of the field, and they got it this time. You're in big trouble.
What am I being attacked for?
You said Dad's Factory.
It's Thanksgiving.
You said Dad's
Jesus
Factory,
Christ.
and now that's it. People are like, "Oh, you worked in his dad's factory." Like, I
mean, whatever. So I'm just saying I had a fallback. I had a soft landing.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Jack is defending you because he also has a picture of you as his avatar, but he's defending you.
Yeah,
I
listen,
agree.
what do you want me to do? I don't want to have to let's just move on. I don't know what the Giants
your mic is doing the
your mic is convulsing again.
What the? Yeah, it doesn't like this topic.
Oh, there's a Tyrone Tracy reception.
There we go. Bung is
Bung
on.
Instead of bang. Bung.
Bung. So we got Tracy up to 3. Chase is at 28 yards.
Yeah, we just need one more Yoshivash catch.
Yeah.
A couple more Chase yards. Bop.
Well, there's
2 more Tracy
here.
receptions. Oh, never mind. All right. Well, I'm going
It's going to stand.
And I'm just going to throw this out there, Jeff. I don't know if you're muted, but you muted yourself. I think you're trying to fix it. I was just going to say, people are attacking you because the lightning rod is behind screen the entire time this stream. That's why.
I don't understand how the public could have gotten killed when all the favorites won.
All the home dogs didn't cover.
I guess, but like
0-7 ATS.
Like the muck who would have ruined the parlays that get ruined every week? Like the muck money liners and shit.
I don't even know who I don't even know who like the quote unquote public was on, but I'm gonna just quickly pull up some sites really quickly. Quickly pull them up really quickly. Okay, so Chicago, big public play. Houston, Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh, Atlanta, Detroit.
Yeah, so it seems like I don't know.
Cincy in this game. Yeah.
I hang out with a lot of squares, and we all did pretty good today.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Muck. What is what did I just like just a little side hustle, or I don't know, it can mean a lot of things.
Can it mean a Vietnamese restaurant?
No.
Okay.
No.
Is it not like Moo Dang's brother or something? Like
Muck related to Moo Dang?
Yeah, I don't know.
Jason, what did you want to ask me before?
No, nothing. I was just saying that is that Wan'Dale Robinson hurt?
No, that was Slayton. I think that's hurt. That was hurt. He got
yeah, I don't know what was up with that. That was a weird few minutes.
Yeah. Well, you admitted that you worked at your dad's factory, and then people just think you can't possibly be doing any work if you work.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. I
worked with my dad for a little bit as well. He was really hard on me. He made me work hard.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you want me to say?
Italian father.
Business. My dad own a business, and then just whatever. I don't know. What am I supposed to not do? I'm just saying, that was a shitty job. I had to sweep the floors. I had to be there a long time. That was really annoying.
Dude, HSR,
I'm just saying about like being a teenager.
A week, minimum. Like some weeks 70, 80. I interned there for a year and a half on no pay. We worked. We had to pay our dues. We did.
And the thing about I don't know. Like it was very competitive, but there wasn't really much of a payoff other than like if you got to the top in like the sports media. But you had to.
Yeah.
It was very competitive. Like to get in the doors like wasn't easy. Because there are a lot of people, no offense, that like could work at a dad's factory who had internships there, but they weren't offered like jobs.
Yeah.
Because it's hard and you had to prove yourself one way or another. And you like think you know sports, like you do, like amongst your buddies or whatever. You think you know sports, just like you think you're good at basketball because you're good against your buddies. I'm not talking about myself, I'm talking about you. But like you actually go play real people and you suck.
If you had to work with Cam back in the day, that would count as a real job.
Yeah. Oh,
the people
man,
don't
yeah.
know. The people don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not here to trash
my
Cam,
wife
but-
is like, my wife probably well before we were married. She's like, why are you watching this most like random game ever? I'm like, you don't understand. It's going to affect Cam's mood tomorrow. And I just really need it to win, because if it wins, tomorrow's just going to be better. It'd be like Sam Houston State college basketball. Like, I'm talking random.
Yeah.
Slayton's hurt. That's not good.
Slayton's hurt, but it's a DPI, so the ball's going to be placed at the 1 yard line.
But like, how hurt was he?
Well, it looked like he got hurt on the previous third down play, and like, I don't know what it was, but it seemed like he fell awkwardly, and now he's staying down again. So,
oh, that's really annoying.
it's a tough break, man. Bad bounce back. Oh, but no, look at this, Jeff. This was Boss Rutan choking out Cam. This is me behind the producer screen there. I'm telling Morency at this moment, like, no, do not do this. He's telling me to fuck off.
No, he doesn't care.
Yeah, of
but
course.
this is like bad, because like,
oh yeah, he got choked out on live TV.
Yeah, but I mean, like, this is a real company with like HR, like annoying HR, like very real HR.
Oh yeah,
and the lady
I got called
ran
to HR right after.
And
he's
the lady
out cold right now, and he's snoring, and has to be woken up.
There you go.
I was the producer for this show.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh,
unreal, man. Unreal. Giants are in the end zone. Extra point is up and good. 7-all in this game.
I have a not so funny story about Boss Rutan. I saw him in May.
Yeah.
I asked him if he remembered ever choking someone out live on air in Toronto. He doesn't remember it. So
yeah, well,
not the funny story.
But... sick story. The guy's been kicked in the head 100 times. Doesn't remember. His afternoon.
The Boss Rutan self-defense video I grew up on. I'm not sure if you've ever seen it before. No. But if you haven't, it's worth a watch at some point. Boss Rutan self-defense is, I think, what you would need to say.
I'm actually surprised, Rob. I'm actually surprised there wasn't more blowback from that.
I got called to HR right after that show by Sally, who's always like me because we're both Cowboys fans. So I had that going for me. But I got called and she said, like, how did you let this happen? And I said, do you think I have any control over what these guys do in that studio? Like, nothing. I can't do anything. I can tell them to stop. They're going to do whatever the hell they want to do. It's like when Jason tells me to not do something, I say,
what's the live spread right now?
Well, that's, Jason could get it up there. A good producer would already have it ready to go. I don't even know if he's at his desk anymore, to be honest.
Jason, what's the spread?
There we go.
Do you want me to jump in and tell you what it's 2.5 minus 144 for the Bengals, plus 2.5 plus 110 for the Giants.
Yeah, that's what he wanted you to do. He was specifically asking for you to just jump in and tell him what the live spread was.
Oh, okay.
I got called to HR once, Rob. It's actually a pretty funny story.
Can we get Boss Rutan to choke out Jason? Oh man,
I would actually allow it. I would allow that to happen.
You would allow it? I'll get Boss Rutan to choke you out.
You have connects with Boss Rutan still?
I can get it. I'm a real producer. If I want to track down someone, I could track them down and get them. Not like you. Moretto's got to book the guests for you. That's how sad it's gotten over here at the Hammer. Tough break.
I mean, I can. You gotta allow me to book guests, and then I'll book guests.
Yeah. The funny thing about the Boss Rutan thing was that he told Cam in the hallway afterwards, he's like, it's a good thing you didn't shit your pants because I've choked people up before and they shit their pants. And Cam's like, well, why didn't you tell me that before we did it?
Oh, man.
Holy fuck.
What was Slayton actually hurt with?
Concussion evaluation, I believe they said.
Oh, mother crap.
Yeah. Do I have permission to ban this Blue Jays guy? Put him in timeout? He's been spreading a little bit of hate, not just towards me.
I don't even know what that said there. I'm not reading at a fast level right now.
It's like
it's
one of those.
Jason seems any criticism as a personal offense. You seem like a great. He's saying, you know what?
I think takes a lot of shit. So I don't
Blue
know.
Jays, this one's for you, Blue Jays. There you go. There you go.
So Rob,
I think that was very well worded, by the way. Very well worded, Blue Yays. Oh, go ahead, Jeff. You finish your thought.
Well, if you have like something like relevant to the game, or
well, it's very relevant to Canadian Thanksgiving, and Robert Clips wants to know what your favorite Canadian Thanksgiving food is.
I see a lot of turkey, and I'm the classics like turkey, mashed potatoes, fresh like homemade bread, and some brisket. Like, so yep. I don't fuck with like people like bougie new things, or even a lot of like, I don't know, call it out for what it is. Vegetables. I don't fuck with that. Like meat, mashed potatoes, sauces, carbs, starches, desserts. Let's go.
Wow, there's our Chase. There is Chase downfield. Big catch. Don't even tell me Burrow's no good. I've talked about this before, maybe with you. I'm not a big turkey guy. Everyone's always like, everyone has their opinion. They're like, oh, you never had a good turkey. You got to spatchcock your turkey. You got to do. I've had every fucking turkey there is.
No,
turkey's
good like
fine.
Smoked. Well, no, like there's good turkey.
It's fine.
But no, I've had some turkey that's like some good smoked turkey that's as good as like the brisket or pulled pork sometimes.
I would rather have like a ham on Thanksgiving.
You know, there's a place that I'd say I'd take you to, but he wanted to stay open during COVID, and now he's screwed. But it's like a sort of it was my favorite barbecue joint in the city, Rob, and it's so crushing. It's so crushing.
I remember that guy.
The guy just couldn't. The guy
couldn't help himself, dude. He was.
He couldn't help himself. Oh God.
You got an opinion on pies? What's
the standard. I'm not really a pie guy.
Poontang, as the Rock
sure,
used to say.
I don't.
Poontang pie.
Oh,
Man,
I'm so
WWE Attitude Era was so good, dude. So Jason,
I was waiting for that. I didn't want to say it.
I knew it was coming. Listen, pumpkin pie is very divisive. I love pumpkin pie.
A good pumpkin pie is great.
One, if you like pumpkin pie. 2, if you don't. And if it's a 2, I would suggest you maybe just actually don't leave the video. So you could stick.
I'm gonna throw something out there with regards to turkey. I feel like it's only good the day after in a sandwich. That is the best time to have turkey. Is in like a turkey sandwich post. No.
But like for one day, I can't do turkey leftovers.
Okay, obviously not for a week, but like. My favorite part of Thanksgiving is the day after when I get to have my turkey sandwich, which I don't get this year, unfortunately, but it's all good.
What are you going to do? Got to work on Thanksgiving. That's the hammer. That's the Hammer Company policies, baby. Forget about your holidays. He's getting a Lou Day, people. Don't, he was given the option. He was given an option. I don't want to hear anything about Rob being a dictator, commie, something like that. Treat the staff well. Yeah. All right. Why does Jeff make up words and then pretend everyone else knows them?
I don't know.
Doesn't he have his own name for McDonald's? Yes, he did. I can't remember what he called
Dukes.
Dukes.
That makes no sense. The Dukes doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, McDukes, whatever.
Where does the Dukes come from?
Okay, so let me tell the story about probably a couple times I was actually had to go to HR. But the first time, is that funny, Jason? I guess a little.
It's fucking hilarious. He thinks it's so funny.
It's just how are we back to HR here?
Yes. No. Well, I never told the story. So, we worked at that radio station where someone can get choked out on air. So we had a lot of fun. We were for a time, I think, the channel or two under Howard Stern, and for a while, like we had a lot of prizes that were like porn.
Yeah. We had porn stars in studio regularly.
Yeah, a lot of porn stars in studio. So there's like a connection to like a director or a distributor or whatever. Who knows?
Yeah.
So there's always a bunch of like porn. And I had to mail the porn. And I wrapped it in like newspaper. Because the boss was like, you gotta just like do it discreetly. but like I'm not shipping it. Like still going to the desk or like like the mail. It's a big company. Like mail gets picked up and it gets shipped. So then I guess like I didn't wrap it like good enough. It sort of became a problem at the front desk of the company. And then obviously like, okay, shit, like I'm just an intern still. Like blame the lazy boss or whatever, right? Like
Yep. Oh, that was that's those. I mean, listen, there was a lot of porn around hardcore sports. We had Peanut the porn peddler. Remember Peanut? He previously used to peddle porn, and then we hired him as a producer. Like he went from selling porn.
Like I just think he worked at an adult. Yeah, I guess that's like peddling porn.
It's peddling porn. But that throw it in the end zone was Yoshibas, by the way. Got fucked there.
How does one get a job peddling porn?
There used to be adult film stores that were very prominent 15 years ago.
Okay.
Every time Jeff stretches, his mic just
it's like, are you touching a wire by any chance or anything like that? Is there a wire at your feet? Who is that?
Bengals are in.
Wait, scored Brown or Moss?
No, it's it looks like a flag. Holding, coming back.
Wow.
This sounds like a traveling circus. It kind of was. I will tell you, this is not an exaggeration. I'm not overestimating the time it took me to do this. My first thing I had to do every single day when I got to the office took about 90 minutes was cut out all the team logos of teams that were playing on that day across every major sport and tape them to a dartboard so that during the live shows, Gabe could throw a dart at the board, which he wanted to do so badly. There was like a camera zoom in of that, and it would be like the dartboard pick of the day. It took me 90 minutes, fresh logos. He refused. Anyways, had to do that. Oh man, Burrow got thrown.
It's still.
I'm just sitting here wondering what those sounds.
I don't
even know what those sounds are. That's like the sound of somebody eating like a banana in the shower, an orange in the shower.
I have no oranges on my in my apartment.
Oh, what is that? You toggled the knob. It worked. Now he's muted. He just muted himself.
Oh,
wow.
Oh,
here we go.
We're good. Okay, wait. When Jeff, I started laughing when you were talking about the porn, the HR story. Because I thought you were gonna say, I thought you were gonna explain why you called it Dukes, but then you jumped back to like the HR story. You're muted, not in StreamYard though, on your board maybe.
Oh, I call it so long ago. Like I don't even know the story behind something that's probably like 26 years old now.
Yeah, he just calls it Dukes. We'll just let it be.
Okay.
Let it be.
Well, someone was asking in the chat.
I also got called to HR once, Jeff. You may.
Oh, but that was like beyond like getting called for like not doing.
Slayton's good to come back in, by the way. Clear protocol. Just saw that too, Marcus. Thank you for doing that. I don't know if you got called to HR for the. I don't know if I want to give out the names.
You don't have to.
I won't. There was a well-endowed woman that worked there, and there was a late night update guy that worked there as well, and he didn't realize his mic was hot when he was talking about her, and she could hear everything that he was talking about. It was very uncomfortable. I was in the room with her at the time, in the producer main control room, and it was incredibly awkward for me. He was just sitting in his update booth saying stuff. He was hot mic, and
Can you go into detail with what he was saying? Like give us along the lines. Like
I don't know, it's what would Rex Byers be saying?
Yeah, she screwed something up, and he made a comment that she would not be employed if it weren't for her
stacked.
Yes.
I don't know, well
okay.
endowed. I don't know well endowed.
When you said
means
well
for-
endowed, I don't know. I think that might mean
Yeah, it's like a big.
Oh, it could. Yeah. Sorry.
yeah, I thought you were talking about maybe someone who like identifies only as a female.
Sammy got it.
Yeah.
You know, it was that's what I was going for.
Hammer
Taylor Mathis
HR.
like
Kanish.
features.
Yeah, Kanish would get called to Kanish would get called to Hammer HR a lot.
Yeah. Oh, Kanish. Yeah.
Are we talking about God made those bazonkazonks, or are we talking about like
No, God made them.
Wow.
God made them.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was really uncomfortable for me because I had to go to HR and just kind of like, I knew both of these people separately. You don't want to get involved in that stuff. But
do you happen to have this person's Twitter or Instagram by any chance that you can send me?
She is now married to a friend of mine, so
never mind.
off limits. And she's always a very nice person. But yeah, I was in the control
my
of
mic
that.
still fucking doing that?
Yeah, you need to figure this out, Jeff. This is that now. Geez, warn us first, Jeff. Oh my God, warn us first.
While Jeff does this, Rob, can we get one of these two as a guest one day?
Yeah, we can.
Do you want to get one of these two as a guest one day?
I feel like it's just going to get incredibly awkward for me. I don't know why I say that. Maybe I talked to Taylor at Bet Bash for like 10 or 15 minutes. I don't know. I mean, if the people want it, I guess we can try. If the Nails want it, Jeff's muted. Jeff's got no clue what's going on. He's done for.
What's her team?
I think she's a Cowboys fan. No, is she?
I don't have a clue. What's her team?
No, she went to Iowa Hawkeyes.
Yeah,
She's a big Iowa fan.
She has a great Iowa dress, which is like, I don't know, would maybe fit like a 12-year-old, but like somehow fits on her. Like,
you're an Iowa fan, like maybe you're a Vikings fan. I'm not pretending I know geography or what teams people would like.
I don't know, but every time Jason talks about her, he sounds like the world's largest pervert. Do you not get that as well?
No, come on.
Doesn't it sound creepy every time he talks about her?
Stop it.
You know a lot of details about her. You do.
We're not doing that. I follow her.
Well, we are doing it.
On.
Yeah, exactly.
We discussed this, but it's not for anything other than.
I actually consider her a legitimate handicapper, and if I like want to do that sort of thing, there's so many places on the internet where like there's no sundresses even.
Yeah.
So I don't need a. So she's a legitimate handicapper to me.
That's what I don't get. So listen, Taylor Mathis is a good-looking woman. Yeah. I'm not going to deny it. She knows she's a good-looking woman. I'm just going to say, but for me, it's like I don't get the thirst for the walking bets because, like, just go watch a porn or something. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, Rob. These like everyone's so spoiled today. You know, she is like she's like a Victoria's Secret catalog. Like, who needs like that's nice. I just mean if that's your thing and you're gonna like thirst trap it, it has come to my attention also on Twitter. Like, I know where that shit exists on the internet. I could tell you my favorite sites to find it. If you really want to go after dark, we could get into favorite genres, but we don't need to do that. I'd only say I was kind of taken off guard how prevalent that shit is on Twitter. Like hardcore. Yeah, and I don't need that.
Okay.
I'll just go to the websites I like. I don't need to use Twitter for it.
Somebody's going to tell me this is related to my searches right now, but I'll tell you right now, there was an update. Thank you very much for the donation, Blue Jays.
That's it.
I just need to throw something out here. Rob, Blue Jays said you have a lot of talents, but identifying content personalities is not one of them.
Okay, so somebody said that on Twitter as well recently, so I can connect the dots to who it is. Okay. I don't agree, honestly.
I don't like this Blue Jays guy. It's kind of
someone ragged Johnny. They're like, Johnny, no good. Like, you got to. Someone's been ragging Jeff. No, I don't care. I don't. Listen, at the end of the day,
but not me. They're ragging me.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't even know who Corey Chase is. What is that?
Oh, I know who Corey Chase is.
Is that a porn star? What is that?
Yeah, you don't watch enough pornography.
I don't really know names.
I know the entire porn industry because I had to book the entire porn industry back in the day. Every week we had a porn star in studio. You remember this?
True. That's true. You know,
half of them were getting naked in the studio, and this is broadcast live on. I had to deal with that. We cleaned out
all of Gabe's desk. Like Gabe's desk when he got fired, it was disgusting. I don't even know if the quarter's over. Is it over?
It's over, but yeah.
Okay, so I'll leave it right now. And the only thing that like it was a perfectly clean desk, but we left up his autographed picture from Brie Olson.
And there was another one there, but yes, we left that. Every porn star autographed a picture when they were in there. Most of them got naked in studio. I had to deal with the repercussions of that one. Like, what am I supposed to do? I go to HR. They're like, you can't let these women strip when they're in the studio. I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do? Like,
it's not even stripping. A lot of the problem was also like the conversations we were having in our news pit. Because like on air was fine, but like we were still in a normal office. But like we had to talk about what we were doing on air, which was definitely not appropriate for a normal office and company. But once we were on air or in the studio, I don't know, whatever. I can get out of here. I actually wouldn't mind seeing the Giants win this game.
No, I don't want to see that. I didn't break out my Bengals shirt for nothing. Thank you, Jeff. Happy Thanksgiving, buddy.
Happy Thanksgiving. I hate that. I wish the kids could just go to school tomorrow. Holidays, not fun. Okay.
Well, it's
later.
Said your piece. Jeff Feinberg, everyone. Who knows what microphone issues he'll have next time he joins us. Guy does every friggin' show on the face of the earth. Microphone always works. Comes on to I think Jason actually might be sabotaging, honestly, now that I think about it.
I'm not sabotaging anything. I'm pretty sure he kicks his wire. Like his the wire that connects to his mic.
Yeah. He seemed to be pretty high tonight, so that's very possible. It's not like he didn't even notice.
I think that's what it is. He does a lot of other pieces of content where he's not baked out of his fucking mind, which is fine. But I think
we got a bad time slot. We got a bad time slot for Jeff. It's when everything's kicking in all at once. The Crown and Dr. Peppers he's been drinking all day.
Going since 2, he said. Oh my God.
Yeah, when he said that. Okay, big fourth down here. We'll watch a fourth down for the Giants, and we'll bring in our fourth quarter guest. A lot of memories of everyone was like a big fan of Brie Olson. Brie Olson, when she was in studio, she was not very nice. I'll say that. She kind of kept to herself the whole time. We had some really interesting adult film stars, but she wasn't one of them. To each their own, though.
I tried to hit on a girl at a bar who looked like Brie Olson, and I was like 98% sure it was Brie Olson. Didn't work out. This was recently. I got laughed at, which was an interesting experience.
I mean, can't say I'm surprised. All right. Fourth quarter. Austin Mock, The Athletic. Austin, how are things?
Oh, you're muted, Austin.
We got Austin muted.
We're back. A little bit of a barn burner here, which is it
was a really shit game, but at least it's a little interesting now. It's been pretty terrible, honestly. I
feel like outside of the Joe Burrow scramble, there really hasn't been much to get excited about.
Not a lot of offense either way. Giants has been like really slow, methodical. This is kind of like how they played the Cowboys on Thursday Night Football a few weeks ago. And it's actually honestly how they've played all year.
So every big play they have has been called back by penalty as well.
You're following Jeff and a very interesting conversation. So I'm sure you're going to get some weird questions in this fourth quarter. We'll see what happens here. As
when you follow up, Jeff, you never know where things might end at the end of the third quarter. So
yeah. I saw Steven asked earlier, how similar is Canada to the portrayal in Trailer Park Boys? I mean, it's not. I mean, listen, Eastern Canada, there's some Canada's large, just like the United States. Southern U.S. is very different than the Northern U.S. East Coast, very different than West Coast. I'd say the exact same things apply to Canada. The same things apply. What do we need here? We need a Yoshivash.
We need one Yoshivash catch. That's it. for the
That's it.
BBP.
Man, Bung is tearing it up.
I
Tearing it up.
I will also say though, if you're looking for a comp of what Canada is really like, go watch South Park. That's like probably the most accurate portrayal of Canada in any form of media.
Care to comment there, Rob?
Sometimes I really regret giving Jason on-air privileges. I really do. That's one of those times.
Before I get accused of this, I said this before Sammy M said it, so I did not steal his joke, which I get accused of all the time.
Yeah. Daniel Jones just threw this ball about 7 yards behind Jalen Hyatt. Like, it wasn't even remotely close. It was a slant. Like, how do you miss? Did it get deflected?
I don't know. I mean, Daniel Jones is. Yeah. There's some moments there where you get excited, and then there's some like it's like I don't want to say like it's like he just. I don't know if there's like a lapse in like maybe that was a miscommunication there, but like this is where the good quarterbacks separate themselves. They don't have nearly any of those moments.
Yeah,
where this is like half of his game.
He's not my kind of guy.
He's been better than I thought. Like coming into the year.
Yes.
But he's still not 44 million or whatever he's making.
He's a low tier starter, right? Like he's not Deshaun Watson bad, but he's like
no one
low tier starter. No one is.
Jones is in that weird spot where he's probably not good enough to get to the Mayfield, Geno Smith, like that $30 million range right now.
Yeah. But
like he's better than like I don't know, the like terrible rookie quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So like he's really in like a league of his own. He's just not a guy that you want to have as your quarterback right now. Definitely making $40-some million.
Classic Giants. Greg Joseph misses the 47-yarder left.
No.
You got anything riding on this game right now?
I don't. I have just like some spread pool action. I have Giants 3.5, which I'm still looking all right. That thing hooked like crazy though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what to make of like if the Giants win this game, like they're like kind of in the hunt for the NFC East here. Like the NFC East is the most like just off the rails division right now. Is there anybody else that wants to take that title?
I mean, I still think the Eagles will probably win the division, but the Commanders are there. I just don't see it with the Giants. I do not see it. And the Cowboys.
Yeah, I don't either. So. But like the Eagles they're like a painful. Like I don't know what to make of them. Like they're the best. They should win the division easily.
Yeah,
because I don't think Washington doesn't have the defense. But I don't know. They're just a mess. Sirianni's pumping up like fighting with Cleveland fans today. It's just not great.
The AFC East to me is like. I guess it's both Easts because Jets and Bills are playing for first in the division tomorrow night. And the Jets have been not good this year. So it's like for them to even have a shot, New England's so bad. Miami, quarterback injuries. NFC North is stacked right now. Vikings, Lions next week. You have an early read on that game?
Man, Aiden Hutchinson injury. I was not a huge fan of the Lions defense. Their offense is just their offense is going to be hard to stop no matter who it is. Don't know if I love Goff going up against Brian Flores there, but Aiden Hutchinson is one of two guys that I think are like well above average players on that defense. I don't know if there's an above average player in that front seven now. So that's a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I don't know. They don't. Brian Branch is awesome. You know, interception today. If he stays healthy, I think like he can piece it together a little bit. But like, it really felt like that was the one injury. They had two injuries on the defense that they could not survive. I'm not going to say it's 100% they're screwed, but like, man, Hutchinson had an incredible start to the year, and you're losing a ton of production there because I don't think there's a lot filling in for him.
Yeah, like James Houston's the backup for him who would normally get a bunch of snaps. He's out. Marcus Davenport's on IR. Like they're so thin at edge right now. I'm wondering like if this is a week where they look to bring in some free agents or something that's out there. I think they probably will have to. It's
Do they trade for Max Crosby?
You know what? Like it.
Give me that. Like
honestly, if there was ever a team that was going to surrender a lot of assets to do so, it should be them.
Right, really because they're kind of in this little window here with Goff.
Yeah.
And then like Sewell and Amon-Ra St. Brown, like all these contracts are going to be kicking in here. So yeah, I am with you. That would be the most fun because the NFC is wide open. Like I mean, like San Fran's defense and like they don't look 100% like juggernaut. So yeah, that'll be that's my wish list, Max Crosby.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they got to do something to get some sort of edge rusher.
Yeah, because the defense wasn't good with Hutchinson.
Yeah. Agreed. They just they don't get enough pressure.
Yeah.
They don't get enough pressure.
Like you just double him, chip him, do whatever and hope you can get the ball out.
Even without Kayvon Thibodeau, the Giants have been able to wreak some havoc tonight as well.
Yeah.
They have.
Yeah. They that defensive line is something. This is also like it goes into I feel like we kind of got used to Aaron Donald for all the years, but like when you have a Dexter Lawrence, Aaron Donald, like the dominant interior guy, like it's like I don't want to say it's more important than having a dominant edge guy, but like I think it's easier to play with like a dominant interior guy, average edges than like one dominant edge and average interior. It's just a true game wrecker.
I'm with you. I like that look, but for Zadarius Smith, like the Browns are going nowhere. That's a decent secondary option if the ask for Max Crosby is too high. Listen, I don't know the cap situation. I'm just speaking out of my ass here. I'm just talking about guys who would fit in, and they could really use anyone.
Yeah, they got to do something.
Yeah,
there's just they have a true short-term window here where they are one of the 5 best teams in the NFL. They like that's just like it's just sickening injury. Like
yeah, it really is. Fuck, Burrow is getting hit on every play. I think that was Burns again. I can't. Yeah, it's Burns. Yeah, let's see if it was on the outside or the interior. Like, yeah, having Gesicki. Oh my God, what a hit that was! Oh, head snapped back off the ground too. Ooh, that's a big one.
That's the that's like the easy concussion too. The off the turf is like that's what's getting. I feel like that's. I don't know if those concussions are up, like off the turf ones, but I feel like they have to be because they feel like they're like that's like the new thing. You have to learn how to fall without getting your head like whipping back, which I don't know.
Stiffen your neck. It's impossible. Yeah.
Like you gotta be like an F1 driver with your neck strength to take the hit from a 300-pound lineman.
You almost need the linebacker brace, you know?
Yeah. The old school. Oh man.
The Paul Posluszny.
Who's like Gardner Minshew would be the most likely quarterback to wear one of those, I think. I'm trying to think of who else in the league right now. He's definitely at the top.
Yeah.
Cam Rising would be a guy to wear that, but not in the league yet.
Cam Rising, yeah, he needs one because he needs a lot. He needs like a Iron Man suit. I feel bad because he's awesome, but he just keeps getting hurt every second.
Well, he's not like is he not like in his 6th year and he's getting redshirted again?
It's like I think it's technically like his 7th. I think he's 24 or 25.
Oh my God. Holy smokes.
But like he just can't stay healthy, which is unfortunate because they're a train wreck without him on the field. Did you see like your opinion, Rob? Did you see the Oregon Ohio State finish last night?
I did. Yes, I did.
You
I
see
watched the
the
highlights.
12-man penalty.
Yep.
Do you think that was intentional, and do you think teams will copy that? Maybe the NFL as well.
So I actually don't know. So we've already started to see some stuff like that in the NFL as like one-offs.
Yeah.
I think literally 10 years from now, everybody will be doing stuff like that. But I have no idea whether or not it was intentional.
Yeah.
Can you contextualize it? Like what happened exactly for those who missed it?
Yeah. So Oregon, there was what, like 10 seconds left or 8 maybe?
It was late. Yeah.
There were 2 plays left, probably max. And Ohio State was not in field goal range yet. They had no timeouts. So Oregon had 12 men on the field. And the thought process there is you're not going to give up a big play and you give up 5-10 yards, and then they throw a flag, and they had to waste time but still not get into field goal range. So I like the strategy. I like these little it always reminds me of the Patriots. They did that forever. The Belichick and Vrabel, all of those guys. I like those little, like you said, the one-offs that have been happening.
Oof, man, I'm just watching that Burrow blue medical tent. I mean, he's got to get checked. Yeah, he's got to get checked.
Yeah. Concussions, man. They're that's a brutal, because even if they win, hold on here. Mm-hmm. If he actually has a concussion, it's hard to get back, and they can't really afford a loss.
Well, lots of people think Jake Browning is the guy. You talk to some people and they think that there's not even a drop off from Burrow to Browning because of Browning's EPA numbers last year.
Oh man, they have the Eagles next week. If there's a matchup for Browning to have to where he can have a good game, it's against the Eagles secondary.
Yep. Completely agree. I love this close-up shot that they're giving us of the blue tent. It's great.
Yeah.
If Josh Allen got in the game last week, I don't see how Joe Burrow doesn't come back in here.
It is strictly, it's strictly how I think. Like, if you're knocked out and you cannot walk, I think you're pretty much screwed. But like, it's strictly how you answer the questions. Mm-hmm. Like that's really like that changes like the whole perception, which is probably like, is that the right way? I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but like that's how I think how like 95% of your chance getting back in is how you respond to the doctors.
It seems pretty likely that he's coming back in from what I just saw there. Looked like he just went back out onto the sideline. So, I don't know. Like if players have the answer key to get back into the game off of a concussion test, then there's a pretty serious problem.
You see the Edelman clip with him and Amendola? I've
never seen it. I don't think
so. They talked about how when they weren't stars yet, and they were like grinding to like keep their roster spot, they would say like, and it might have been, they probably kept it when they did become stars. He said like they would, like when they saw somebody get like messed up, they would run over and like tell them the date, tell them what time it is, like where they're playing, like they're coaching them up as well. So yeah, kind of the answer key there. There's ways to do it.
Yeah, faking the baseline test. They got it. Yeah. Not great. The Giants are going to. Oh, I say that as it looks like they're going to take a deep shot to Hyatt. Nothing. I was about to say I think they're going to dink and dunk their way all the way upfield right now.
Yeah, what is his average depth of target tonight?
Hyatt?
Wow. If you had to get what do you think Jones' average depth of target is right now?
He's thrown so many to Tyra. He's thrown so many to Tracy. I don't know. I'll say like 3.5 yards.
6.2. What do you think Burrows is?
Oh, because Burrows would be small too, but well, let's see. No, because it's been Higgins and Chase getting all the targets. I don't know. You got to tell me. I don't want to look like an ass.
4.7 per runningbacks.matter.com. Yeah.
There was the throws to all. There was the throws to Chase Brown. There you go.
They've 13. There are 7 attempts to all Brown and Moss. So
in fairness, I have been barely paying attention to this game because it's awful. And we've had a lot of adult conversations on the program tonight that I've been distracted by.
Oh,
I think more teams should hold players-only defensive meetings. Those seem to work really well when they happen.
or play the Giants, whichever.
Or play the Giants. Or play the Giants.
They said that on the broadcast. I don't know when it was when I was watching earlier. They were like, Tarico was like, you have to be impressed with this Bengals defensive effort. Even with, like, he said something along the lines of, like, even if adjusting for maybe the Giants are the most quality of offense, like, dang, that's tough when the broadcast is throwing shade at you.
Oh yeah.
Tell you what, I think Tyrone Tracy should be the guy going forward.
Yeah. Doesn't it feel to you like Daniel Jones is going to make like a back-breaking, crippling mistake coming up here? I don't know why I get that vibe. I guess I've watched enough Giants to get that vibe.
I feel like it's either that or he has like a 20-yard run here to like win the game. Like that's there's no in between. Like
yeah. The people are asking some hard-hitting questions. Have you ever worked a real job?
Well, my job now is half real, but yeah, I have worked a real job. I worked at a YMCA. Like my early years out of college, I worked there growing up as well. So yeah, I had a real job. Downtown Columbus, shout out.
There you go. So you didn't work at your dad's factory like Jeff Feinberg did. That's what he considered a real job.
I did work for my dad one summer to get some extra spending cash to go to college. But
so you did work for your dad.
For
truth is coming out. But you didn't consider that a real job. You didn't use that as the real job. 4th and 3, Giants lined up to go for it. And they're going. And wow, that was Slayton. Wow.
What entails a real job, by the way?
I don't know I think it's like, I think when people say a real job, they're referring to like hard labor or that's what I worked a real job. I worked as a general laborer when I was in college over the course of the summer. It sucked. I would never want to. It actually made me want to do anything but that. Like I used to work on schools, hospital, government buildings, just doing the shit that nobody wanted to do. I try to get to the job site earliest in the morning so I could drive around the Bobcat all day and just pick up rebar and put it into the bins. That was the dream. But the high schools that we had to do, if we had to do like the lockers, the base, you'd have to bring in cement from outside, shovel it out quickly to do the bases for all the lockers. And that was a nightmare. I never want to do that again. Never.
I think real job used to be like the hard labor, and it's like it still is. And now it's like slowly morphing into like you don't have a real job if you work from home. Like that's I feel like we're starting. That's the new shift. Is like if you work from home, not a real job.
What?
Yeah, I that's what it's turned. I think that's what it's turned into. There's going to be a division of like if you have to go into an office every day, if you have to shower and put clothes on every morning, that's going to be the new.
I like
real
this.
Job.
The real job equals job that sucks and you're making peanuts. Well, that was that. I had to do installation as well, and fuck, man, doing insulation in the summer when it's really hot. You either have to like layer up so you don't get this shit all over your skin and you're fucking roasting, or you leave like your arms uncovered and you're so fucking itchy the rest of the day because of like the fiberglass in the insulate. Those were shit, man. Honestly, I'm glad I had jobs like that when I was younger. It motivated me to never want to do that again.
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't know. Chosen's a roofer. Chosen's a roofer. Yeah. What's a real job to you, Jason?
I don't know. That seems like a real job. Any job where you get paid money for.
You ever had a real job? Not a fluffer. Not a fluffer.
No, I've had a couple jobs. I worked 2 summers pouring concrete. That was fun, but also not fun. It was fun because we got paid really well for a summer, like for a summer job, but it was horrendous. It was absolutely horrendous on the body. But I was like 19, so it wasn't that bad. And then I also worked at a dessert shop making desserts. So yeah,
I would never trust you to make a dessert. For sure, you didn't wash your hands. 100%. You look like a guy who would never wash your hands.
That
they put up the signs in the washrooms that say employees must wash hands for people like you.
Why am I dirty now? Like what?
Why?
What are these labels that I'm getting? It's crazy.
Have we not established enough this year?
I think I'm clean. I don't know. Yeah, here we go. Like I knew I shouldn't have mentioned the dessert stuff because now it's just like all this stuff.
Yeah, too much cream filling was a very obvious response from someone. The Bengals, like Zach Taylor, he's not learned a thing week over week.
Nope.
Not a guy they just want to lose games the same way over and over.
What's so funny to me is I don't know, like off the top of my head, where they rank this year, but they are the most like pass happy team in like standard downs. Like they just never run.
Neutral, and then it was number one.
Yeah, in neutral game state, they will throw the ball more than anyone. And then as soon as it's like we got to run some clock, it's like let me just hand it off every single time and not give Joe Burrow a shot to win the game for me. It's nuts. It's nuts.
I'm with you. It's really stupid. I gotta check.
Like, there's no way with this. I know their defense has been awful this year. There's just no way you should be 1-4 with Joe Burrow. Like
I
that's
agree.
just. And I'm not saying that it's
he's
only
balling.
those decisions, but
he's
not
balling
good.
out.
Yeah, I have from the Wednesday show.
What a toss!
Yoshi,
No.
was that Yoshi? That
No.
was Yoshi.
Yoshi.
That was Yoshi.
Yep,
Let's
that's it.
go. Bung.
Bung, 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 bung.
Can't get
What a
flagged for
guy.
that. Can't get flagged for that on the stream. Get flagged for that in the NFL. First down with a gun pointed and fucking flag.
Got to watch your fingers with the first down.
No finger pistols no more in the NFL. No finger pistols. Bung is on an epic streak. I think, honestly, Jason, we're going to have a real conversation tomorrow.
I'm retired.
about
retired.
Getting rid of you and bringing Bung in to replace.
I'm in for that. I will make more betting Bung's plays than I do working these streams.
Well, no, you'll have to go you'll have to do some hard labor, obviously. You go back to baking cakes. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Can we get Slayton?
Oh my God. It went out of bounds.
They got it. I thought they got it. Oh my God.
So lucky.
Oh man.
It went out of bounds though. Lots of people will be sweating this. It's 2-minute warning. There's a very realistic chance that the Bengals could end up kicking a field goal here because the Giants should let them get a first down if it's going to be where are they spotting the ball? Got to think this.
I think it'll be 3 second and 3 or yeah.
Well, we're not sweating one Yoshivash catch anymore. That's not being sweat. Producer Jason.
Yeah. Sorry. I was just gonna say.
It's okay. It's okay. You just say, Rob, I'm not on the ball tonight. I'm not on the ball at any night. It's fine.
Okay. I did go out of my way to get
speechless there.
I did go out of my way to get. I got a BVP.
You know what? I will retract my statement. Jason tonight went out of his way to reach out directly to Bung, who was driving, I think, at the time. He said he was listening to the game on radio. Jason reached out to him, got what is B? What are we doing with the abbreviation?
Bung in bed parlay. Bung. So I guess it was a BCP.
Not in bed. BCP. Bung in car parlay. Yeah, Bung in car. God, Bung
you could just make it a
BMP,
but Bung Magoo parlay, but.
No,
it doesn't work as well.
Yeah.
I will say if you played this on FanDuel, tag us on Twitter. Tag at Hippo Cannabis on Twitter, which is Bung Magoo.
Yeah.
I'm dropping them both in the chat. We'd be really appreciated. And
I can tell that you're dropping it because I can just hear the keyboard typing. I
think that was Austin, no?
No, that was mine. My keyboard broke, so I have to use a crappy old one. Apologies.
Well, you know what, Austin, you should not have admitted to that because Jason needs to be catching strays right now, and not the strays he's usually catching at the local pub.
Oh my god! I will say, Jeff caught so many strays tonight because I wasn't on. Like, people don't realize
what the fuck. People turned on Jeff. So
crazy.
What the fuck? I don't know where that was coming from. Jeff is usually like one of the most liked guys on these streets. As soon as he pops in, because we give you like your own screen time before Jeff, there's a huge drop off. And then as soon as Jeff comes in, it comes back up.
Yeah.
Right? That's usually the way it works. Okay, guys, we have 175 likes. Let's get us to 200 before the end of the stream.
I'm not getting off. I'm staying on camera until we hit 200 likes. So there's a little bit of incentive for you.
Yeah. Everyone muck.
Is that really incentive though?
Well,
to get me off,
to get him off.
Austin, I would argue that's not incentive. I would not like the stream.
Just make you stay here all night.
People will create burner accounts just to get him off screen.
Yeah.
Suns is probably gone by now. He left long ago.
Oh, there you are, Blue Jays. There you are, Blue Jays.
You put the lotion in the basket. Man. All right. So
immediately to get Jason off. See, people like Sean Sullivan has not typed in the chat once today. Have you seen this picture, Rob? I haven't
never seen this guy before. Never heard of this guy. In fact, it's like a made up name. Sean Sullivan?
Yeah, who's Burner?
Sounds completely made up. Not gonna lie.
That's all right. Thanks for dropping the likes, guys. We appreciate it.
Yeah. You know what? This game's kind of flown by pretty fast. I might be able to get some real sleep tonight before recording for 1,000,000 hours tomorrow. Jeez.
We really had to load up that Monday.
Last week.
Yeah, we got to. It's better. It's better to have the painful Monday than to have a slightly painful every day. Let's just go max pain on Mondays.
Yeah, but Mondays aren't the start of the week for me because Sunday, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're saying, but sure. I'm just saying.
I don't know. You're making it sound like you just got to load up the Monday to get the shit out of the way for the beginning of the week, But I feel like our weeks don't really start on Mondays. Hey, I'll take it either way.
He's going to the house. Going to the house. Giants fans in shambles. Chase Brown.
Ooh. Who has Chase Brown?
It hurts my spread pool, but my fantasy team is having a good time.
Don't you have a circa million Cincy? Am I out to lunch, or is that someone else? No, it's Suma. My bad. Yeah, Suma.
Suma's still alive in circa. Good for him.
No, it's not Survivor. Millions.
Get
with the program. Sorry. Get with the program.
You can't kick me off. Can't kick me off. 190 likes only.
Hitman's had a rough week. This tends to. Fezzik goes out of his way to fucking basically gargle Hitman's balls this past week. He's just all over him. Best capper on the planet. What an incredible run. Of course, this would happen. Of course, it would happen.
Did you see his swimming bets?
Is that? Yeah, I did. Honestly, why did he rush out on that pick? Does he think the Jets are going to get steamrolled by the Bills tomorrow night? The Steelers just destroyed the Raiders, and it's basically opened at the same spot. You know what I'm saying? Jets Steelers.
Me or Austin? I assume that's the Austin, not me.
I don't even know who I'm talking to anymore because you just stay up on screen the whole time. How am I going to do?
Well, get 10 more likes, guys. The fuck's going on? This is crazy.
I lost track in the Fezzik and Hitman.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have to circle back to the swimming bets. Maybe.
I've lost faith in the market after the Jags steam today.
Yeah. I bet the Jags side feels very tough. Jason, we don't have to do this. I could see what you're pulling up off screen. We can just
Oh man.
That's a good one. We got to get Greco on at some point.
I told him he's dead to me, and he hasn't been messaging me since.
No.
After he posted this picture, actually, I didn't tell him he's dead to me. I told him I hate him. I hate you is what I said to him.
He did send that to me in a DM. He's like, Rob said he hates me. I said, I cannot confirm. Regards from Canada. Regards from Canada. 5 likes. 5 more likes. I need a pee, so hurry.
I need to get this guy off the screen. I could just take him off. We don't have to get the likes, but I prefer to get I prefer to get the likes. I can't believe the run that Bung is on, honestly. This is the run that Vegas can't stop talking about. Not like the Philly Godfather fake runs that he had back in the day. This is the real run that Vegas can't stop talking about.
Yeah, they're talking about the it was a bad day for the books. He's going to be closing up casinos here.
You know
All
what?
courtesy of Bunk.
Blue Jays is in here. Incredible move to bring a legit media personality, Austin, obviously. Instead of listening to him, we get to listen.
I was gonna say, why is he calling Austin a jersey wearing cuck? That's such a weird thing to say.
No, he's referring to you. You know what? I kind of like this.
Okay.
I kind of like this Blue Jays guy. Later, bud. That was for you, Blue Jays. Here's what I need to know, Blue Jays. What you don't like the talent. You don't like Johnny. You don't like G Stack. You don't like Jason. Who are some of the talent that the Hammer that we don't have that we should go after? That's what I want to know. That's what I really want to know. Jesse Smith's paying $2 to let Bung on the stream one of these days. You didn't have. Thank you for the donation, Jesse, by the way. But we'll have Bung on, no problem. No problem.
Bung's the star of the show.
Although we don't know, Bung could be like he's a good guy in the chat. Once you put a face to like a name in the chat, you can never unsee it. So it could be a big mistake, right?
Then,
for all we know,
it could be
Bung is a huge cuck or something like that, and we don't, it could be.
And you know what? He might not be able to win with the face revealed. Pressure starts getting to you. You start thinking a little bit too much. Never know.
Yeah.
Lights get a little bright.
Yep. Maybe one day we'll do a fake reveal. And we'll just have someone else pretend to be Bung. Now that would be a real villain move right there. It's giving me some ideas.
Just the content is stirring. The creation is going in the brain right now.
I knew I was going to get a bunch of people to say Simon Hunter. I knew it was going to happen. Wonder how Simon did this week. I actually listened to the favorites last week. Let's see if he would be big on the Giants in this game. So he was definitely not happy with that Bengals touchdown because he loved the Giants this week. And, usually there's sometimes when the line moves against him, like it did in this game tonight, where he then says that he added more because he loved it even more. But then there's sometimes when the line moves against him where he doesn't want to be opposite the professionals. So sometimes he buys out. I don't know what happened tonight. I don't know what excuses we're going to get there, but, it's possible.
You can't
Mina
win them
Kimes,
all,
People, Mina Kimes makes more than I pay the entire network combined. You're going to get Mina Kimes here to leave ESPN to come to the Hammer? Are you kidding me? Costos. You know who Costos' agent is? Do you think there's any chance I could land Costos as a personality here? Impossible.
Costos is his own network.
Oh, yeah. He is.
The energy that he brings is insane.
Yeah. Yeah, some of the rants. Oh, maybe for a watch along. All right, big play here, 3rd and 16. DJ knocked down. Oh, there's a flag.
Timeout? Oh, wow.
I hope
Jalen Hyatt.
Go ahead.
I was Jalen Hyatt. I the guys who stretch the field. I thought he was going to be one, just never really materialized.
If you want to increase the quality of forward progress, just fire Jason. No argument there. Segment idea. Chat gives Jason a pickup line on Thursday night that he uses on Saturday night. Gives up.
You know what? I kind of like.
You know what? That is good. That is really good. Okay, Jason. Thursday, remind me that we're doing this segment. They have to be respectful. We're not doing anything where Jason is going to go out and get canceled or make an ass of himself.
Go to jail? Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
So
we're not doing that.
Just a nice, clever pickup line.
Austin, do you have one for me right now by any chance?
No chance.
Okay.
You say, are you Jamaican? Because Jamaican me crazy.
Okay,
I think it's because you're Jamaican me crazy, not just
This is a little
also,
rusty,
like,
Thursday pickup line segment.
I think that one might
it's
be
fine. No.
Like,
Well, it depends. If you're towing too far, I know, because we're talking about culture there. It's a little bit confusing. Yeah. Kevin seemed to really like it, so you know, it's.
Do you know Bung Magoo?
You like Bung Magoo?
I actually DM Bung Magoo.
Honestly, you just have to. You just have to pretend like Bung, like it's a thing.
I have some friends who look like hockey players. One friend who looks like a girl thought he looked like Cole Caulfield, so he played up the entire night that he was Cole Caulfield, and it worked. Like he closed by pretending to be Cole Caulfield, which is don't know if I can pull that one off.
Yeah,
maybe Johnny Sins with hair. I don't know. Shave my head and say I'm Johnny Sins. No, okay.
Well, yeah, I mean it's just really disturbing, honestly, that you would go to that length.
Like,
back into the porn industry we go.
Okay, at what point do you think that the Giants will think they have no timeouts? Are they rushing to spike it? Do you think at some point Dayball just sends the field goal kicker out?
I think you
need a field goal and a touchdown. Yeah. Well, the problem is that if you wait too long and you go for the touchdown, you can recover the onside kick and not have enough time to kick a field goal. But if you recover the onside kick, you always have time to throw a Hail Mary.
Right. Yeah, I would I'd think about kicking it now. I don't know what the kicker I wonder. I don't know if I've ever actually seen anybody like model this, and like when the I've seen this with like basketball with the 3 versus 2.
Oh my God, he missed again. He missed again. It's a game. This guy, this franchise. You know what? Who dey? You know, man. I wore a Bengals jersey. Jason wore a Giants jersey. I am a winner. Jason is a loser. We should have seen the signs. They were there, right there in front of us since the beginning of the stream. The signs were there. Rough night for Simon Hunter. Tough one. I hope he didn't add at the +4. I hope he didn't. Honestly, there's only one cash to BMP. That's all that matters.
That's where that matters. That's where it's at.
You know what, Austin? You get out early tonight. You're not here till 1 a.m.
I was to say last week was it was an ugly game just like this one, and it was till like what was it, 12:59 it finished or whatever. Yeah,
it was tough. All right, man. Thanks for joining. Check out Austin, The Athletic, writes about college football mainly nowadays.
No, probably more NFL technically, but both pretty close 50-50. But
he does have a real job. Yeah,
although I work from home, so maybe I don't.
Tough 50-50. Could go anyway on that one. At AMOC419 on Twitter. Thanks, Austin.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Right, Austin Mock, everyone. Rounding out the stream tonight. 17-7 final. Bengals cover. Public massacre for the day. I bet you you're not going to wake up tomorrow to any fade the public tweets. That's not going to be a thing tomorrow at all. Appreciate all the nails once again. Love doing these streams with you guys. Love when the chat is participating. It makes these games fly by. Appreciate all of you who tuned in tonight. If you're not subbed here, what are you waiting for? Sub here on Forward Progress. Tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, it's our Monday show. Suma, TA, Eric Pauly, Judah, 3 p.m. Set your calendar, set notifications here on the channel. Tomorrow, Monday Night Football, live watch along in studio. Me, Jason, Zach tomorrow night. Tune in. It's going to be a banger. Thank you, everyone. This has been Forward Progress, the Sunday Night Football watch along presented by Fanduel. Everyone enjoy the rest of your evening. Peace out.